Merry Christmas, everyone. Kind of. I mean, we've still got like more than 2 weeks to go, but it's December and I have a Christmas hat, so that's as good as it's gonna get. Um, I I am filming this. I am live streaming this because I made a promise to people a while ago about uh, critiquing copy that they had put in like a month ago, and I haven't got around to it. So I'm gonna spend some time on a Sunday, which is today, to critique it. This is not intended to be a particularly structured live stream or planned live stream. I just want to deliver on my promise, and then I think we'll upload this when to our second channel, which is called CT Clips, which you go and subscribe to if you're not, and it'll be there forever. So not really going to advertise this as a live stream, but if you happen to catch this, then hey, nice to have you. I'll try and answer some questions as we go along. I was just going to record this, but I thought, why not live stream it? I think I have all the settings right. I can see a few people here already. Oh, I'm getting messages as well. Anixon, how are you? I'm very well. I'm very Christmassy. I'm looking forward to Christmas this year. I'm getting in the spirit. So yeah, I'm good. How are you? Raman or Rayman? I don't know how you want me to pronounce that. Ramen, I'm going to say. How's the new place? Oh, thank you for asking. It's very good. I am enjoying it very much. Oh, yeah, I guess this is the first time I've had stuff up. So, yeah, I've now decorated this room a little bit. I might get some more bits to go around, but for now, wall art will have to do. Yeah, so I'm going to set myself rules for this stream because Saturdays and Sundays are usually where I do most of my own work on my own businesses. So I'm kind of limited to time a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each one and I'm going to read it and I'm going to set myself 5 minutes to critique it. And I may break those rules because I don't care. And Sean is just telling me I've done everything right in the settings. So that's awesome. I sound very depressed and I'm not. I don't know why I'm so. It's you know why? It's because I put all this on for this stream, and then had to like sort stuff out for 15 minutes, and I got a bunch of messages. So now I'm like all hurting and itchy because of this. But Weeble, is that Kill la Kill? Yes, it is Kill la Kill. That is, it's one of my favorite anime / shows. So it gets a place on the wall. All right, so story for this is a few weeks ago I asked people to submit copy for a Whetstone Wednesday, which is a thing we run for our patrons every week or two, where we ask them to submit their copy and we will critique it live. We don't always get through all the copy, but on that particular day, I think I only managed to critique like 3 or 4, and I'd had like 15. So I promised that I would get around to them. This is that stream. So I will tag everyone after I've done this, just to say, hey, I've critiqued your stuff now. And the world will be happy again. Thanks, Carl. Okay, so this is how it's going to work. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to read one. I'm going to set a timer. Then I'm going to critique. After each one, I might come back and do some answers. But I'm going to try and keep it to 5 minutes per thing. One, because like it's better for time, and 2, because I think it should keep me focused on just giving value and not rambling too much. So let me share my screen. Edison says, hey, how can I submit a story just entered? Edison, I'm not taking any new ones on this stream. This is just for people who had previously uploaded. But if you're a patron and you want to get involved in the Whetstone Wednesdays, wait until we put out a call, which tends to happen on either Tuesdays or Wednesdays. We'll tag everyone in the premium channel and we'll say, hey, drop your copy below, and then post it in the Discord. So yeah, that's how. Okay. Sharing screen. Entire screen. Screen 1. Share. All right, and I'm going to remember to zoom in for all of these because I am now a professional streamer. I can't remember, as I go through these, I can't remember who did them, so I'll tag everyone afterwards so you know it's yours. But yeah, hopefully you'll recognize. I'm not gonna be able to name you. So this is for the How to Be Sticky masterclass. Watch professional copywriter's full research process. I'd like to keep the top of the product page just as it is. I've just copied and pasted it here, so you won't need to go to the actual product page. Okay, so the top is as it is. All right, let me go to, so again, to give some context to anyone who's watching this now, we also run a thing for anyone who has purchased our masterclasses. You can rewrite the product page of a masterclass, and if we like it, we will pay you $150 for that copy. It means you get paid some money, it means you get a piece of your portfolio, and it means you can say you're a published copywriter. So win-win-win. This was for the research masterclass, which was my one, which is this one, how to be sticky. So this is what a product page looks like. Typically broken down into two sections for us, which is the top and then the bottom of the page. Top of the page is kind of like the product description with the title, and the bottom of the page is usually a bigger section with a bunch of bullets. Now, you've said that you don't want to change anything on the top of the page. So you're saying that that is the same as that, is it? Yes. Now, here's my problem with this, right? Straight off the bat. If you are saying that you're not actually going to change any of the copy and we're paying you to rewrite copy, and we know the top of a page is the most important, why would I pay you for this? Because like you haven't improved on any of this, which is which I don't know, I can't even remember if I wrote this or whoever wrote this, but this is just us really quickly typing it out because we don't have time. So this needs to be improved because people aren't going to scroll down if this bit doesn't resonate with them. So immediately, I'm not going to pay you for this because you haven't actually rewritten the copy. Sorry to be harsh, but that's how it is. I'll still read it and I'll still critique the bits that you have done because I want to be fair. But that's the first thing I'll say is you got to make sure that you actually do the task you've been assigned. So I'm not even going to bother reading the top of the page. So this is what you've rewritten. Watch as Alex takes you step by step through his complete market research process that generates millions of dollars. Warning, this process is not for those copywriters who want to sit around and get paid. Far from it. It's for those who want to digest the framework, methodology, and processes of a truly successful copywriter and take the next big step in their copywriting career. Is there anything down there right now? No. Okay. So if you don't wake up in the morning, strip the sheet off your naked body, jump out of bed and scream to the heavens, I want to become a better copywriter, then please click off this page and just enjoy the rest of your day. I know this part has no value in selling the actual course, but let me explain myself like you guys. Okay, so you're saying you want it to be quirky. I've reviewed this one before, haven't I? Because I remember this exact bit. We've definitely reviewed this one before. We've definitely reviewed this before, but I will still give you my quick take on it. So the first thing to note is obviously if you haven't written around the top, it's very difficult for me to judge the bottom because it's like, well, this needs to be good enough for anyone to then scroll down and see more about it. This is the first bit that anyone's going to see, which is watch as Alex takes you step by step through his complete market research process that generates millions of dollars. Now, when you're writing copy, something really important to consider is the product you're writing for. It sounds really obvious, but a lot of people, I think they see copy like existing in a vacuum where you have like products and then you have copy and good copy just works no matter what the product is. But actually, depending on the product / the offer that you're writing for, it's going to change your approach to the copy itself. Because for something like this, which is basically a 20 part series. I guess no, the research is just like an 11-part series of me just doing research for copy and marketing. There's not much intrinsic value in that, in the sense of I don't take you step by step through like, oh, here's how to get clients or here's how to do whatever. It's basically just you seeing me watch research. So you're only going to be interested in this if you want to know more about research or how to conduct research. If that isn't something that you value right now, then what's the point? So when I'm looking at this copy, I don't think that this subhead is actually too bad, because it's hitting on that point. It's not trying to go the normal way that most of these go, which is saying, hey, you can earn thousands of dollars by knowing the best research process. Because a lot of the time, you don't need to worry about that. If I'm on a product about research, I don't need to be told I'm going to earn a load more money because I buy this product. I want to know how to do research. And you're leaning into that, which I think is good. So you're saying that you're basically just reaffirming, hey, this is a step-by-step through the research process that you're interested in. So I like the idea of this. Whether that was intentional or not, I don't know, but I like the idea you're leaning into, because you're just trying to reinforce, like, hey, if you're already interested in this, this is the right place. You're in the right place. That's kind of where the praise would stop, though, because what I would say to improve this you could do is be far more specific about what this is actually going to consist of. So if we know that the person who's going to buy this product is interested in the research, and they want to know more about the research process and how to conduct it themselves, then we should really hammer home that massive benefit. So imagine changing something like this into the only, because I'm pretty sure it is, or obviously we can never say this for certain, so you could temper it slightly, but imagine the idea of saying something like the only full over-the-shoulder copywriting research video series available. Alex takes you through step by step his complete start to finish of how to conduct copywriting research. If you're in any doubt about what to do, this is the video that's going to show you how to do it, right? Because you're not trying to extrapolate another benefit from that about how it's going to make you richer or it's going to make you a better copywriter or whatever. You're basically just saying, hey, if you're interested in research, you want to know how to do it right, you're so in the right place. That's all you really need to do here. So that would be the first thing I would say, is I would lean even harder into that point, and I would be a bit more specific around, okay, well, what am I actually going to get from that? How many videos is it? How long is it? Is it everything I need to know? Am I the right person for this? Just double down on that call out of, this is if you're stuck in research, for example. So that's number one. Not for those copywriters who want to sit around and get paid, far from it. It's for those who want to. I think I've definitely we've definitely done this one before. So I'm not going to continue reviewing this because we've already reviewed it. But hopefully that people watching this have extrapolated a bit of knowledge from that. We didn't even press the timer, but I don't think that was more than 5 minutes. So boom, that's the first one, even though we've already done it before. So off to a good start. Oh man, there's a few things. I should probably stop sharing when I come back to this bit. Wow, 15 people watching this? Wow, hey guys, I wasn't expecting anyone to watch this. So it's Sunday. Hey Alex, I was the one who submitted 2 copy that week. You reviewed my first one, but not the second. If you're free after all these copy, could you also review the other one you missed that week? I will try, but I probably won't be able to, because I already have to get through 10. Wait, Santa's teaching copywriting? That's new. Father Christmas, as is his proper name, is the best copywriter if you think about it, because he only has to work 1 day a year, and he is, probably one of the best known figures in the world. So he clearly knows what he's doing when it comes to advertising his image. Okay. Oh, how do I zoom in on this? I just have to zoom in my screen. Can you guys see that zoomed in? Yeah, I think you can. Okay, Make It Rain updated. So that is another masterclass. So let's have a look. Make It Rain. Is that the email one? I can never remember which one's which. Unique copy angles. Oh, is this rods? This is the idea one. Yeah. Okay. So this one is all about creating unique ideas, basically. And we must have reviewed this one before. And I think as a summary, the conclusion we came to on this, and the point that a lot of people were missing on this one, was that think of, again, kind of similar to the point I was just making about how the product and the copy don't exist in vacuums. If you're interested in a class about how to create unique ideas, you really have to go one of two ways. You either have to convince someone that the only way to earn big bucks is to be able to know the skill of unique ideas, or you have to assume that the person is already interested in having unique ideas, and leaning hard into, look, you already know that you want to do this, this is the best place to be for that. So you either need to spin that narrative of, hey, to get X benefit you want, this is the way to do it, therefore buy this masterclass, or you already know you want this thing this masterclass is about. This is why it's the best place to be for it. Those are kind of the two avenues you can go down. So kind of like my research masterclass, this is another one that's like that. So let's read this. Oh boy, that's a... All right. My rule for this is going to be keep reading until I feel bored or something strikes me as unbelievable or something strikes me as irrelevant, and then I will stop and explain why that is. So let's set the timer for this. Oh god, it's going. All right. Soulless, repetitive copy feels easy to write and even be enough to please your clients, but they can only get you that far. They can only get you that far. Giving a spark of originality to each one of your copy, making them feel unique. Okay, so again, I have to stop here. The grammar of this is not good, and that immediately, as someone who you're probably selling that, again, someone who's looking at unique ideas, probably someone who already kind of knows the vernacular of copy. Here's just another PSA, public service announcement, for everyone watching this. Copy in itself is plural. It's never, you never say copy if you mean singular. So it's not like a copy. So it's not like, hey, I just wrote a copy. It's, hey, I just wrote copy, because copy in itself is a thing. Sean would be able to explain the word things better than I can. Or you would say, I just wrote a piece of copy. So it's either, hey, I just wrote some copy, or I just wrote a piece of copy, if that makes sense. So if there's multiples, it's not copies, it's pieces of copy. So this, giving a spark of originality to each one of your copy, would be, if you wanted to write this correctly, it would be giving a spark of originality to each of your pieces of copy. Even that is quite a bulky sentence to get through, but just so everyone is clear on that. I'll keep going. Making them feel unique and surprising is less difficult than it seems. All you need is a precise and reliable method to channel your own creativity. In this masterclass, Rod shows you how to always blow your client's mind by finding copy angles never seen before. A skill that gets you out of the dispensable just another copyright box forever once you mastered it. Soulless, repetitive copy feels easy to write and even be enough to please your clients, but they can only get you that far. Giving a spark of originality to each one of your copy, making them feel unique and surprising is less difficult than this. Okay, so issue with this one is it's trying to go the route of talking to someone who already knows this is something they want, because this strikes me as you're trying to talk to someone who already recognizes that they need unique ideas, but you're not reinforcing like why that is. You're not making me feel like you understand why I think this is a good thing. You've just said, hey, it can only get you so far. In terms of what? In terms of money? In terms of the success of the copy? In terms of the level of clients I can work with? And then you say you just need to give originality to your copy. Making it feel unique and surprising is less difficult than it seems. Again, this just seems to fluff around the main point. Now, you could synthesize kind of all of this into basically one sentence around that idea of if someone already recognizes that unique ideas are what they need and they're missing out on it, you can synthesize all of this into one sentence which just says something around there's only one method that you need to come up with unique ideas for every single piece of copy you write. Like that then is showing that you understand like that I want to come up with unique ideas. It's promising me something that is reliable, which is why I'm here. I want something that works. And it's showing me that it's telling me that this is the only place I need to be for it. So I'm definitely in the right, like I was talking about earlier, I'm definitely in the right location to get this information. But this here, if you're saying that someone's problem is that their copy doesn't feel unique right now, that's fine. That's an angle you can use. But again, that should be the thing that's like right up here, because this and this seem to be at odds with each other. You're either saying like, hey, you know that the crappy copy you write right now can only get you so far, and you're saying, oh, like making stuff feel unique isn't that hard. I would move into one of these angles straight away and then just sit on that. You don't need to say both of these, and they just kind of leave me kind of going, okay, well, what are you saying here? What am I going to get out of this? So that would be my main point for that. How much longer? Oh my God, 25 seconds. God damn, this is harder to do in 5 minutes than I thought. I'll be fair and I'll keep going on this one. A skill that gets you out of the dispensable just on the copyright box forever once you've mastered it. Again, like this could be something that you lean into as well, to say this is how you truly set yourself apart from other copywriters. But again, you need to think about who you're speaking to here. Are you thinking about someone who already knows that unique ideas are what they need? Or are you speaking to someone who has this pre-existing desire to get somewhere, but they don't know how to do it yet? Like I said, you either start from, I already know that this is what you want, or, hey, you want this thing, well, this is how you get it. You need to go down one of these routes, and this is going back and forth between the two. Let's just quickly read the bottom of the page. How did you do that again? Fascinate your clients and readers with never seen before copy angles only you can come up with. There are currently an estimated 131,000 in the United States. Copyright job market is expected to grow 7.6%. The market is drowned out by growing supply of novice copywriters producing the same type of repetitive flavorless copy all over again. Even robots can write low-level copy now, and customers get bored by it. This is increasingly problematic for intermediate copywriters who know how to write effective promos but can't manage to get out to make them stand out. Top writers don't even care about this problem as they consistently write copy is remarkable as it is effective, putting stars in the eyes of clients and readers throughout clever copy angles. Okay, this bit here is the most interesting thing and the most relevant thing I think that you've said so far. But you just need to bring it home with but why does that relate to me? Okay, so you're first of all saying like, hey, you're tapping into a notion that I already have as a beginner, which is that, or as a kind of intermediate, which is that the market is becoming swamped and like there's more demand than there's more supply than there is demand. How do I keep myself apart, especially with the rise of AI? This is increasingly problematic, and it's only the spark of originality that's going to make them stand out. Now, what I want you to reinforce is, okay, well, why do I want to stand out? Like, what is the thing that you're clawing at here? Is it to get more jobs, to get better clients, so I can win on the job market among these people, or so my copy performs better? Like, what is the thing? What is the thing that I'm going for here that you're really trying to tap into? If you can work that out, and then you lean into this, I think that works, because you're taking something that's already big everywhere, which is like, hey, AI is coming out, and hey, there's loads of beginner copywriters, and you can very easily convince me that, yeah, they're all writing the same thing. If you want to rise above them, you need to know how to do something they can never, ever do, which is come up with original ideas. That's going to help your copy earn a lot more. It's going to help you get better clients, whatever it is. I think there's good bits in here. I just think in a functional sense, the structure of this is just all off. And I think you need to just get in your mind, like, what is that one big problem you're trying to solve for the person reading this? And do they already recognize that unique ideas are the thing that they need? Or do they not know that yet, but they know they have this problem of AI and a swarm of new copywriters? What is the thing? Because again, I think that if you can link this idea of coming up with the original ideas to the benefit that they want, whether that's consistent jobs or whether that's always standing apart from new copywriters, then I think this can work. So I almost want to see this rewritten, but with a clear idea and clear structure in mind, and I want your logic written down at the top of the document for, okay, here's why I've gone this line by this line. Like, here's what I'm trying to move people through. And in fact, if you send this back in for me to do the next one, but you write it in that way, so you have a little kind of spit draft at the top saying this is why I'm doing each section like this, then I would love to read this again. Because again, at this point, I probably would have stopped reading because there's a lot of fluff here about, stuff that is either not relevant or I already know and is just kind of not helping me get to that next level. Let's do a few bullets because I like bullets. The DJ hat method, to reuse all the things that worked in the past to create a completely fresh idea. Multiply odds of finding something that rocks. Love that, because that's immediately interesting. Reuse all the things that worked in the past to create a completely fresh idea. Bit bulky of a sentence. Not really striking me with much value here. The only bit that's kind of valuable here is to create a completely fresh idea, which is something I may well be interested in. To reuse all things that worked in the past, you are basically just kind of, you're demystifying the DJ hat method here. So I may just cut this out. So imagine if this is instead just the DJ hat method that consistently creates completely fresh ideas in a way that nobody would expect. That makes me go like, okay, well, now I want to know what that is. And multiply the odds of finding something that rocks. Again, like that's just fluff. You're not really... Multiply the odds of finding something that rocks. What does that mean? Finding something that rocks. Give me some specificity there. Why you should treat your ideas like a shepherd looking after his sheeps. You have a problem with plurals. You either shear them or feed them. What? Why you should treat your ideas like a shepherd looking after his sheep. You either shear them or feed them. Oh, right, that's the thing that you do with idea. Okay, I see. Again, this is kind of like... I feel like there's a semblance of something that could work with this one. Like if you frame this more as a question around like how do you treat ideas? Do you shear them or feed them? And kind of like highlight like, you know, confused, like find out why you could be throwing away the best ideas because you can't recognize their value or something like that. This right now is just a little bit too abstract, not enough for me to cling on to. And let's do one last one. Rod reveals you top copywriters. Rod reveals your top copywriters tool. Rod reveals you top copywriters tool to find remarkable copy angles. Spoilers, it's a secret wildcard hidden in their sleeves. Literally, that's a bit. Yeah, that's kind of nothingy. Rod reveals your top copywriters tool. Okay. He's revealing a tool. Cool. It's got me slightly interested. Okay, what is this tool? And why is it relevant to top copywriters? To find remarkable copy angles. Okay. Spoilers. It's a secret wild card. It doesn't really mean anything. Hidden in their sleeves literally doesn't mean anything. So again, needs a bit of rethinking there. Either hype up the benefit a bit more about specifically what I'm going to get, or make this slightly more intriguing, because right now there's not really much for me to get excited about there. Wild card hidden in their sleeves is just smacks of cliche, and we want to try and avoid cliches in most of our copy. There's also just quite a few grammatical mistakes in here and spelling errors. So again, if you're looking to get paid for this and you hand this in to me, if I was a client, I'm going to throw it back to you and go, you're meant to be a copywriter. Why am I going through and correcting all your mistakes? Okay, right, boom. There we go. Santa's going to be selling a course soon as well. Damn straight. Can you please help answering what is the conversion rate on cold traffic? That is a very, very broad question. It completely depends. Depends where the cold traffic is coming from, what platform you're using, what offer it is. There's no way that anyone can just answer that question. Are you going to clip this later? Yes, this is going to go on the Copy That Clips channel, which I don't think we have a banner for. But I should probably make one. If you go to the Copy That YouTube channel, and you go to our homepage, there should just be like a link to the second channel, which is Copy That Clips. So go and have a look at that and go and subscribe, because it's just where we do a bunch of shorts or like longer clips like this where we critique. Tends to be a bit more in the trenches copywriting and critiquing rather than the edited videos we do on the main channel. Yeah, there you go. That's what Kyle said. Okay, cool. Hey, I remember this one. No, now we did this one, didn't we? In a recent stream. Yes. Okay, we did this one already. We did this in a recent stream. So this has been done. I believe it was mocked up as well. So we've already done this. And we did this one, which is good because I guess people who I promised that we would review, we did review because we did it in other ones. So yeah, we've done this one. Yeah, done that. Hey, this is going so quick now. I think we did this one as well. Should you anyway? Yeah, we've done this one as well. So cool. Right, easy. Different, relevant, successful. A masterclass on how to attract clients. This is one of mine. Have we done this one? I will start reviewing it like we haven't, and then if I recognize it, I may stop. Okay, this one. So again, similar thing. This is one of my masterclasses about cold outreach, and this is the current page. So not much there. So let's read. Different, relevant, successful. A masterclass on how to attract clients. 1999. Mastering the art of crafting persuasive copy is only part of the puzzle when it comes to earning substantial income through copywriting. Finding and effectively pitching to high-paying clients are the essential components that copy gurus fail to mention or don't know how to teach effectively. Okay, I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to teach you something that I see juniors do so often, and I blame the PAS framework for this, PAS, which is Problem Agitation Solution. It's probably not just that, but because it's kind of a natural thing to do in writing anyway. But I blame people who teach that like aggressively, because this is committing a copy sin, whereby it is effectively just repeating something that the reader already knows, because you're using that as like a hinge to kind of start your copy. You're using that as, oh, well, they already recognize this thing, so I'm going to start there. I'm going to repeat something they already know, because then I can make a point from that. Now, the logic to that makes sense, and it's exactly what PAS does. PAS, Problem Agitation Solution, is all about writing a problem, or like highlighting a problem that the reader has, and then agitating that problem. So, for example, saying like, hey, do you have back pain? That's identifying the problem. Agitating it would be like, isn't it annoying you can't pick up your grandchildren because of it? That's giving a specific example as to why it's a big problem. And then showing a solution was like, well, the solution is just this supplement that you have never heard of, right? So that's basically PAS. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad formula. I'm not saying it can't work. We've discussed formulas many, many times on Copy That, and why we think that, you know, you shouldn't just rely on formulas. But people that's often one of the first ones people hear when they get into copywriting, and some people take it so to heart that they think, right, I always have to start with something that they already know or they already recognize. And sometimes it slips away from just being a problem, and it slips into like starting before the problem and starting as to like with something that's related to the problem, or something that they think they can start with. This is kind of what this is doing. So the problem for someone who would be interested in this offer is that they don't know how to get clients right now, or they want a better way to do cold outreach. Like, that's the problem they have. Now, true PAS would just be saying, aren't you annoyed that you can't get clients consistently? That's identifying the problem. This is like going one step before that, and it's saying like, hey, the thing that you already know how to do, or you've ever been told about, like, isn't all you have to do to get money through copywriting. Like, it's all you also need to do this thing, which is the problem. And I think that is such a wasted line, because if you think about it, and I already know what my problem is, why are you telling me like that this thing that I already know is not the only part of the puzzle to get that big benefit? It's like, I know that. You don't need to waste time telling me that. This is just wasted lines. And I'm not saying someone's going to click off. I'm not going to say everyone's going to click off just because they start reading this line. But whenever we're writing copy, every word is so important, and the space on a page is so important that we can't afford to have wasted words or wasted lines there. So I would completely cut this because it just isn't needed. Let's use that same logic, but read the second line. Finding and effectively pitching to high-paying clients are the essential components that copy gurus fail to mention or don't know how to teach effectively. That's got the same problem, which is that, yeah, you're kind of highlighting the problem here, which is saying, oh, how do I attract high-paying clients? But like, I already know this, and I don't care that like it's one of the essential components that other gurus fail to mention, like, or can't teach effectively. Like, tell me how I can do it. Start to show me like why I'm in the right place to learn this. Let's do the next line. Experienced and junior copywriters must develop the skills of client acquisition and pitching, or risk becoming a master of their craft and struggle to find work. Or you're just kind of telling me what I already know, which is like, I want to learn how to get clients. None of these lines need to be here. Instead, you can replace all of these lines with simply something along the lines of that no wonder you're not getting clients. You've been taught the wrong way in every single video you've ever watched, right? Or like you've been taught the absolute BS methods that just don't work in the real world. That is doing everything that these lines doing, in that it is identifying with me that I have that problem. It's implying that, hey, we already get each other. We already know that, you know, you're not where you want to be. You don't have to like spell out for me to remind me that I'm not where I want to be, because I already know that. So it's doing that, number one. It's also giving me an immediate justification for why I've not done well yet. Because saying like you've not heard anything, you've just watched these videos, absolute BS that are just for views, that don't actually know, or have been not been done by people who know how to get clients. So you're giving me like, oh, okay, that's why it's not worked so far. And then you're setting up for, well, this is implicitly promising that you're about to tell me the right way to do it. It's doing three things in one sentence that your 3 paragraphs aren't even doing one of, or are barely doing one of. So this is a problem I see beginners have quite a lot, which is that they will just kind of repeat what the person already knows because they don't really know how else to start the writing. Readers are often smarter than we give them credit for, and you don't need to spell out all the steps they took to get here. You can just assume that they're already going to feel this way. So I'm going to hit the part of the problem just by saying, you know, this isn't fair, and you've not been shown the right way, the right path so far. So there we go. I would say that this is all wasted. In this masterclass, Alex teaches method for finding and attracting clients with an incredibly high rate of success. What's the high rate of success? I think I mentioned in the class that, like, I think I mentioned the specific percent. I'm not sure. If I don't, then ignore me. But again, what is the percentage? Tell me. I want some specificity. For the same price as a large Domino's pizza, you can have an nice dimensionalization. You can have an easy to implement step-by-step approach of attracting clients that will continue to serve you throughout your copywriting career. I don't mind leaning into this slightly, because it's always fun to dimensionalize price against something that people recognize. I may go even harder on this, and I might say, like, instead of ordering your next Domino's pizza, invest in your own success by buying a class that will serve you for the rest of your copywriting career, or for the next 10 years of your money-making journey, or whatever. But again, this whole beginning section, like, has not done very much for me, and it's not really given me anything to grasp onto, or anything specific that gets me excited about why this class is different. You know, this is called different, relevant, successful. Prove that this is going to be different to everything else I've heard before, because likelihood is I've already watched a bunch of videos on YouTube that have tried to tell me how to get clients, and I've just not found them useful. Why is this one different, and how is it going to work for me? Even highly skilled copywriters will struggle to make a living if they don't learn these 2 skills. Copywriters dedicate endless hours of studying, practice, master their craft, but knowing how to write persuasive copy is just one part of the equation for earning top dollar with copywriting. Perfecting the skills are number 1, finding clients number 2, effectively pitch them on missing pieces revealed in this masterclass. Again, like, I think you're almost like repeating this fable that isn't actually true, which is that people just think they need to get good at copywriting and that they don't need to pitch to clients. It's almost the exact opposite. 90% of copywriting content is how to get clients. Only about 10% is learning how to be good at copywriting. So I'm not really sure how true this even is to me as a reader, having seen loads of beginners. I would say there's probably something around there that you could do around the idea of saying, like, even if you're not a good copywriter, like, even if you're not a great copywriter, you can be earning so much more than the top 10% of copywriters because they've never heard of this outreach method, for example. You know, you can make that comparison that you don't even need to be good at copywriting to get high paying clients, because that then is going to highlight the reptile brain where I'm like, oh, good, that means I haven't got to do more work. You know, I haven't got to get really good. I can just earn a lot of money. Fantastic. Which you can, believe me, you don't need to be very, very good at copywriting to earn like quite a bit of money from clients. Okay. So that's I've gone way over 5 minutes with this one. Hey, Nibblers. That's weird. Good research though. This was one of the stores that I helped set up. We took them from, oh god, what was that? £1,500 a month, £800 a month, less than that maybe, to 35,000 a month. Businesses telling pitch. God. I don't work with these guys anymore though. I was too busy, so I couldn't keep doing it for the amount of work they wanted. I have no idea how they're doing now. I think they're still I'm not going to get distracted down that road, because I didn't write any of that. That is all brand new stuff. Anyway, how to reach your businesses hiring. I like that. Some of these bullets are okay. Like, I think they're almost so. I don't think every bullet should be really simple, but like a few of the simple ones I've seen scrolling through is I actually quite like. What the very first line of your CV should be, that is a really good bullet, because that's like, most bullets are kind of a long formula. That's so like to the point and simple. It's like, okay, well, I need to know what the first line of my CV should be now. Cyberstalking. Why cyberstalking will land you the job, and how to do it without being creepy. Nobody is teaching the super effective method. We've done that. The sweet spot to look for in businesses to target your pitch. There are a lot of these diamonds in the rough out there dying to pay you for your skills. Some of these I think we could brush up and make okay, like quite good. A simple email hack will dramatically increase open rates. How to combine being different and relevant to supercharge your pitch. How to find a dozen potential clients in less than 2 minutes. Interesting. I think there's some good ideas here for sure in the bullets though. Okay, right, there we go. That's that one. Back to this. Okay, we're all good. Make it rain, a masterclass in generating copy. Okay, this is Rod's one again. So we've already spoken about this, so let's like do it. After having completed a couple of gigs, you probably start yearning for some recognition from your work. You genuinely want to impress your clients and crave for them to tell you how good of a copywriter you are. But how can you blow their mind when you realize that you generate the same kind of copy over and over? Okay, so this is coming off of the back of something that we said when we reviewed one of these a few weeks ago, which was that one of the things that some copywriters want is like to be told that they're good, and to be told that, oh my God, this is amazing, this blows me away. I would say this is being a bit too direct with that, saying you genuinely want to impress your clients and crave for them to tell you how good of a copywriter you are. This is kind of acting like you're being a bit pedantic, and you're kind of patronizing the reader here, like saying, oh, don't you want to be told how good of a copywriter you are? Like, saying that quite directly to me smacks a bit like, no, I'm not. I'm doing this because I'm good anyway. Don't act like I'm just out here for attention. Just be careful when you're reading things back, and just think like, does this come across as slightly like offensive to the reader? Slightly like, does it slightly put them off? I think that's a bit too on the nose. I think if you reframe this just as if you wanted to go down this route, just as a way of saying that you want to be recognized for your copywriting skill, or you want to be recognized for what you can really bring to their business. Like, that's slightly better and slightly softer, but it's still effectively saying the same thing. Saying you want them to tell you how good a copywriter you are makes it seem like, oh, that's all I'm out for, is just to get people to lavish me with praise. And really my needs and my desires, I feel, are deeper than that. Um, having completed a couple of gigs, you probably start yearning for some recognition from your work. Again, like, just isn't quite visceral enough to make me go like, oh yeah, like this is hitting me in the place that I need to be hit. After having completed a couple of gigs, again, and this if we're doing a line edit for a second, this is like irrelevant. You don't need to write this, because if I've already done a couple of gigs, I'm just going to be thinking about that about myself anyway. So don't need to say that. You could just say you probably want to be recognized for your copy. But again, that isn't too effective a line for me, because what does that really mean? Like, I want to be recognized for my copy. I think that you could instead say, for me here, the way to hit on that like point of kind of being admired, the way to get that across in a strong way, but also not in a way that comes across as patronizing, is to say the way to truly set yourself apart from other copywriters and to get the recognition you deserve is da 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 da. Like, that's comparing you to like all the other people who you naturally just think you're better than, because that's how humans are. We always think we're the best. And we can still mention that we want recognition for the work, that we want to actually go a step further than just getting paid, without saying, oh, you need people to tell you how good you are. But instead we're saying, like, you're then changing the frame from, oh, you need people to tell you how good you are, to, oh, you deserve recognition and you deserve to be recognized as someone who's a cut above the rest, because you are. That is slightly more punchy, and in a way that isn't too like offensive to me. So that is probably the way that I would rephrase this. I know that we said that that's an angle you could use for this. I don't know how strong an angle that is to start with, because to me, just going in with, oh, you want to be recognized for your work, don't you? It's kind of like, well, yeah, I do, but am I going to buy a whole class just to learn how I can be recognized for work? Whereas being better than everyone else, or ensuring that I'm always one step ahead of all the other copywriters out there, that makes me immediately see the value in a class like this. How to craft authentic, unique copy that leaves your clients dazzled. If you want to write unique pieces of copy, it all starts by generating good ideas. Once you learn how to consistently come up with good ideas, you have the ability to create unique and different angles, thus being able to position your copy in a never-seen-before way. Just a single good idea is enough to put you on the right path to writing copy that stands out, giving you that spark of distinction that your clients will notice. If you're looking forward to having your clients say things like, this is so good, how on earth did you do it? Listen to Rod. I would start with this. Like, because that, again, that's another way that you're kind of demonstrating, like, hey, I know that you want to be recognized, but you're not saying in a way that, like, oh my God, I need attention. I would use the client, I would use the headline something like why my clients, like, I would do it in quotation marks. It'd be like, why my clients always say, this is so good, how on earth did you do it? Something like that, because that's positioning it as, hey, this third party is getting the recognition that you want, and I'm showing you that they're getting the recognition that you want, and I'm implying that I'm going to show you how to get that and how to be the person one cut above the rest. Then I would go a bit further with that and say, like, this is how you go that one step further than every other copywriter out there. It's all about creating unique ideas. It's the things that no one else can think of, that gets you over that stale copy that that everyone else produces again and again. So that is how I would reshape that first section. Listen to Rod, the man that helped Nike coming up with ideas for the 2023 Women's World Cup commercial. This masterclass, he will teach you how to generate the kind of ideas that will allow you to write highly unique copy. I would say, like, again, a way that I would, no one's really mentioned this about Rod, and this is what I would use if I was writing his guru section. If for this masterclass specifically, because we're talking about unique ideas, I would be like, the man that Nike recognized as good enough, like, to come up with their ideas. Like that, sorry, not Nike, Nike. Nike is a massive brand, like one of the most recognized brand in the world. highly recognized in the advertising space for doing commercials all the time and for doing unique and quirky stuff. And Rod works for them, so clearly Nike have recognized Rod as someone who is fantastic with coming up with ideas. And you're telling me he's the guy who's going to teach me ideas? Oh yeah, one of the most recognizable brands in the world thinks this guy's good at coming up with ideas. I want him to teach me how to come up with ideas. I wouldn't just, you can certainly mention this, but I wouldn't just boil it down to, hey, he did the Women's World Cup commercial. I would say like Nike recognize Rod as someone who comes up with great ideas again and again and again. He wants to show you how he does it. Teach you how to generate the kind of ideas that will allow you to write your highly unique copy. Plus, someone did this the other week and it really made me laugh. Starting a chain of bullets with the word plus when you haven't said any bullets yet is a baller move, and I almost really love it. Plus, uncover why the path to writing unique copy is not in the words, the dirtiest copywriting secret, and what to do if you want novelty in your copy. This seems like two different things, and it throws me a bit when I read it. Beyond the dictionary, watch as Rod redefines what an idea is and discover how you can apply his definition the next time you're trying to generate unique angles. It's slightly nothingy. Watch Rod redefines what an idea is and discover how you can apply his definition the next time you're trying to. I feel like if you're going to go into this, like, oh, you know, the way you've been thinking about idea is wrong, I would almost say that. I wouldn't. Beyond the dictionary is a bit weak. I would maybe say like something around like why, like in an accusatory tone, like why you think about ideas all wrong, something like that, you know, or an idea is not what you think it is. And saying like from the get-go, if you still think an idea is, you know, and then put something in quotation marks, then you are sorely mistaken, blah, 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 or there's no way you'll be able to succeed. Learn the remedy, something like that, or discover the remedy at 4 minutes, 14 seconds. Warning. Good luck. I love a good warning bullet. Hey, David, I see you. The one thing you should never do when generating new angles for your clients, it could be a death sentence for your career. You've done a warning and you've done a never. Yeah, this is a classic bullet and I like it and they consistently work because I want to know what that thing I need to avoid is. So yeah, I like that. Don't let your copywriting journey be defined by the ordinary. If you really want to strive for excellence and uniqueness, but you still keep generating the same kind of copy over and over, this masterclass will give you the tools necessary to come up with great ideas and write unique piece of copy, finally earning the respect you deserve from your clients or now to get started. So let's just take this bit again. If you really want to strive for excellence and uniqueness, but you still keep generating the same copy over and over, and then we go up to the top. You don't mention up here about like, sorry, no, you mention up here about generating the same kind of copy over and over. Is that the big idea here that you're going for? Because if it is, then that's something that you can potentially set the whole piece of copy around. So you don't even need to talk about the recognition immediately. Just go out and just ask that question. Is like, do you feel like you can only write in one style of copy? Or do you feel like all your pieces of copy sound the exact same? Or do you feel like you haven't got the spark to break out of that stale style of copywriting or whatever? I think that is also fine. I think starting with that and saying like, you know, your clients recognize it too, or your clients think so too. If you want to, you know, if you want to set yourself apart from everyone else out there, here's how to break out of that stale copywriting, you know, style or whatever. And then it all comes down to uniqueness. I think that would be a better way to position it. So in summary, again, I think there's good parts to this. I think it mainly comes down to a structure thing. And then there's a slight incongruency with how you're going about linking this idea to that idea to this idea, you know, as you go down the page. So that's something to consider. So hopefully that's helped. Okie doke. Lovely. Whew. Right. Next. Product service, Educate IO, customer avatar, 21-year-old broke student tired of having no money, looking to create a better life for himself and his family, but is too scared to take the risk and commit. Okay, so it's already a student. Angle. Okay. Mexican drug cartels are selling avocados. Okay. What's in it for me? Marketing message. because it shows the reader the power of choosing the right income vehicle and taking the risk. Click through to the landing page. Problem where. So this is for someone, I don't know what Educate.io is. I'm assuming it's a real thing. Is it just a course website? Learn your high income career and join the new generation of young millionaires. Oh, God, I fucking despise things like this. Launch your high income career and join the new generation of young millionaires. Are you ready to embrace the unconventional path, or are you going to just settle for conventional results?
Step into Wix Studio.
Oh, it's Wix. Don't put an ad over your your embedded video. Don't make me watch an ad to watch your thing, which is an ad. What actually is this? 6-figure sale. So is it, okay, so being a salesperson? Being a copywriter? AI copywriting, man. I mean, like, I'm not going to knock AI copywriting in the way that, like, you can absolutely just get AI to your copywriting and sell that to clients. There are enough, like, businesses who won't really care. But I still stand by that AI copywriting is never going to replace, like, the skilled copywriters and marketers who actually make a lot of money from campaigns that need to be actually really, like, dialed in and have to come up with unique angles, and they have to link these ideas that people have never linked before. Like, that's never going to be replaced because AI just can't do that, because AI is just a system which learns from stuff that is already there and has to go by patterns, and the human brain can break those patterns, which AI can't do. So this is just about, like, stuff that you can do to become a young millionaire. It's just random, like, be a salesperson, be a copywriter, start an agency, right? Okay, fine. Agency Navigator 2, Electric Boogaloo. Anyway, okay, let's just read it. Otherwise I'm going to say stuff I don't agree with. Okay, so basically this is for just kids who want to get rich, or young people want to get rich. Subject line, $1 billion avocados. Okay, well, it's interesting. It's certainly intriguing, and if I was already on this list and I really trust the person selling it to me, I'd probably open it, because I'd be like, hey, what's this about? You know, not every email subject line has to have value baked into it. Like, it's usually better if they do, if you can be relevant, but I occasionally like a good, just completely intriguing off the bat, like, okay, I want to know what $1 billion avocado is. Breaking. Mexican drug cartels are profiting from selling avocados? ? No, I'm not joking. This is actually happening, and they're calling it green gold. This article completely changed my perspective on life in general. Hear me out. You're going to want to stay till the very end. Earlier this year, a U.S. health inspector at a Mexican avocado plant got a phone call threatening them, so the U.S. suspended avocado imports from Mexico, and just days before the Super Bowl, everyone wants guacamole for their chips. A bit extreme, no? Well, not really, because the chances are that pleasant phone call was from a high-ranking Mexican cartel member, and these cartels are also kidnapping and installing avocado farmers. Madness, I know, but just like any other modern business, cartels are profit-driven. They wanted a share of that $3.2 billion pie, and they've got it. So why am I telling this ridiculous story? Because I want you to take a piece of the pie by taking those risks and choosing the right opportunities to find your green gold. If the cartel can do it, what's stopping you? Maybe you should start selling avocados as well as turn to tidy profit. For me, it took my billion piece. That's me. Now I'm worth over 8 figures, and I want you to use my knowledge to overtake me. So are you ready? Sender. Okay. So I know what you're trying to do. You're kind of almost trying to, well, this is meant to be a lift, basically. And you're trying to take a very, very obscure idea and link it to something that they would want. I'm not saying that this is a bad idea, and I definitely think it's something that's potentially worth testing. However, I think the execution is a bit sloppy in the way that a lot of these lines aren't really needed, or they go into a bit too much detail. Earlier this year, U.S. health inspector at a Mexican avocado plant got a phone call threatening them, so the U.S. suspended avocado imports from Mexico. And just days before the Super Bowl, a bit extreme, well, not really, because chances are that pleasant phone was from high-ranking Mexican cartel member, and these cartels are also kidnapping and extorting avocado farmers. Again, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lines to give the background there. You could, this isn't really adding much, because it's not an entirely story-driven email. Like, if you were doing this all from a story, and like you were drumming up like a phone call, and there was like a quote from the phone call, And like, it was a health inspector in the US was terrified now his family were going to be kidnapped, like, and you're really starting at that point of highest tension and you're driving out the narrative, then I could see this working. But you're kind of straddling the line here between trying to write a bit of a story and then also just trying to sum up what's going on. Instead, I would just sum this up simply by saying like something like even you can even commit the "did you know" lines in. Just like, did you know the avocado market is worth $3.2 billion or pounds in the US? When you put it like that, it's no wonder the cartels have started like, wanted a piece of the pie, or something. And you can say, although this sounds ridiculous, these drug lords have recognized something that is true in any business. It's like, just because something sounds ridiculous, it doesn't mean you can't make a hell of a lot of money off it. In fact, even better, because most people disregard it as something stupid right away. I want to tell you my stupid thing right now, which is or just link to the page immediately to show them like, this is my stupid thing that everyone else ignored, even though it's now made me worth over 8 figures. That's how you're linking those. That is how I would go about linking those two ideas. And I wouldn't bother with all this kind of fluff about, like green gold and the story about the US health inspector and stuff. I would basically just say like, hey, this is worth $3.2 billion. That's why the cartel are doing it. Sounds ridiculous, but they recognize when there's money to be made, they want to make it. Even better when it's like that, because other people, like, it's the same across all business. Even better when it's like that, because most people just ignore it because they think it's stupid. Well, here's my stupid, the thing that people told me was stupid that now earns me over 8 figures. And I'd like you to join the select group of people who recognize that stupid ideas can also be extremely profitable ones. Click below. That's how I would go about that. Okay, that one's done. That's a few people. A scam. I don't know what that was in response to. I don't know if it was that page. I'm never going to call it a scam because there may well be extremely great advice in there, and they may be like, hey, this is how we recommend it, and it might be really, really good content. It's just I have seen enough of those kinds of businesses to know that it probably isn't. It's not a scam though. You can't like really label it as a scam. An ad on an embedded video. Yeah, that was quite funny. Most meta thing I've ever seen. I mean, hey, they're gonna get some ad revenue from it. Copy critique out of nowhere. Yeah, I promised people I would do this, and now I'm doing it. This is me fulfilling my promise. Nice hat, thank you. I forgot. I've just opened this back up, so now I can see myself, and I forgot, and I look like that, and yeah. Broge woke up and chose to review some copy on a Sunday afternoon. I know, right? Like, what is this life? Wait, in this live, you're going to review some copy of non-patron too, by any chance? No, for this one, I'm not even doing like new ones of patrons. I'm just doing ones I promised I would review a couple of weeks ago. It's too fluffy. I think I blueprinted the structure off another copywriter a while ago. Yeah, like that's. I mean, there's loads of. When I started copywriting, like I reviewed loads of pages like that. What was the guy? There was one that really sticks in my mind. I can like picture it now. It's like gold, Max something. I want to say like Max Powers, or is that like a thing from The Simpsons? It's Mac. Oh goddamn, I can't remember. It was a guy kind of like that. He's like in the ClickFunnels Club. Someone might know in the chat. Max something. And I remember researching that one loads, and I broke down that. I put the structure out in front of me. I think I looked at like 2 or 3 more, and they all basically followed the exact same beats. I'm not saying but they're not bad. Clearly they're working. Otherwise, they wouldn't be being used. But yeah, like that those kinds of structures are very, very common. And unfortunately, if you copy a fluffy structure, it then ends up being a fluffy ad for yourself. And again, that's kind of another reason why I'm not worried about AI, because AI, that's kind of all it can do. AI can basically do what low-level copywriters can do. And low-level copywriters don't worry me, so why would AI? When all they can do is really rip structure from things and put it on other, to other content. Whereas actually the best pieces of copy I've ever written have been completely unique, brand new. And I'm not talking about like lifts or bullets where you can kind of copy a bit of a formula and change bits up. I'm talking about brand new industries that had never had like copy written for them before, or offers and products which were unique, and having to come up with a you ask some AI to write like copy about the new like system that links GPs to pharmacists in a way that doesn't mention that's not going to offend pharmacists and make them feel like second-class citizens, and also is going to take into consideration like the new legislation that's just come in, and also has to be a completely original idea that doesn't rely on this cliche, and this cliche that always gets used. It's very difficult for AI to do that because there's so many components you have to take into consideration and know the nuance of how people's brains behave. Was it Max Torno? Yes, it was. Yes, it was Max Torno. Yeah, it's like the gold. Yeah. This was the one. This was years ago. This was like 2019, 2020. When I was looking at this guy, I think it must have been. And by the looks of it, it's not changed. God, let me, on my other screen, let me see if I can get up the thing. Max Torno. I wonder if I actually have that still. I might have. Oh man, no, this is loads of Adobe files. I might try and dig it out at some point. It's in my old files. I don't even know if they're still on this computer. Anyway, if I had more time today, I would try and dig out like the handwritten stuff I did like on the PDFs. They were really fun. Anyway, favorite anime, Alex? Kill la Kill, which is why it's there. But I also like Cowboy Bebop, which is why it's there. I don't really watch anime anymore though, because I don't have time. And I know we joke that I'm a weeb, which I am, but like genuinely most anime I don't really like because it's a bit too over the top, a bit too cringeworthy. But there is a lot of it don't limit yourself to a medium. Just enjoy whatever is good and fun and gets you going. Cool. Okay, there are 2 more to do, and then I'll answer some. I'll answer a few questions at the end of the stream. I'm not going to review another piece of copy because I don't think my brain has it in me because I still need to do work for my own stuff today. But I don't mind answering a few questions at the end of the stream because I know people like to ask stuff. So if you want to ask anything, I would put them in the chat now, and I will go through them. Okie doke. Product page for finding the constellations, a masterclass on something. What one is that one? On studying copy. Is this Sean or is this Rod? This is Rod. What is it now? The only way to learn how to write great copy is to read great copy. However, reading copy and only taking it away says fast rates. Become effective copyright almost learning. Okay, so this one's all about copy analysis, basically. So again, similar thing to like we were talking about earlier, the kind of person you're going to be pitching this to, that you're trying to sell this to, is someone who recognizes that they want to be good at analyzing copy. They want that ability to be a good copywriter. The only way to learn great copy is to read great copy. If you know how to do it effectively, it's one of the fastest ways to improve your own writing. Is that what it already says? The only way to learn copy is reading. However, reading copy. Okay, so it's kind of similar. The only way to learn great copy is to read great copy. If you know how to do it effectively, it's one of the fastest ways to improve your own writing. Okay, not too bad. Like, I probably want to learn great copy. It's to read great copy. Right, makes sense. If you know how to do it effectively, it's one of the fastest ways to. All right, and this is implying that I'm going to be able to learn it effectively from this masterclass. Okay, not bad. You don't need to be a copywriting expert to understand a piece of copy. It gets really simple once you learn the common hidden messages used by the best writers in the world. The average person sees 4,000, 10,000 ads per day. If you can confidently look at an ad and explain why it's working, you should always have ideas / techniques to pull from. Okay, this seems a bit irrelevant here. If you can confidently look at an ad and explain why it's working, Like, yeah, I would love to be able to do that. You should always have ideas. These just seem a bit unrelated. Like, this is kind of something that I want to do because I want to be able to know why something is good or not. And then you're saying, and you should always have good ideas to pull from. To me, they're separate points. Successful ads can run for years using the same copy. Knowing why they have stood the test of time will allow you to easily do the same for your clients. Again, this is kind of repeating this point, but you're not really telling me how I'm going to be able to know that, or that even, like, I'm going to be able to know that. You're implying it, but, tell me, be obvious with it. Show me, like, yeah, we're going to go through this, so you don't need to worry. Oh, I was in the wrong bit. Where am I? So yeah, I would say that these are not too related, I think, to the main idea you're going for here. The main idea you're trying to go for here is like, you need to learn how to read great copy, and you need to how to do it effectively. I would double down on this and say, like, if you want to know why an ad works or doesn't work, like, this is the masterclass for you. Like, that's what I would double down on. Like, that idea there, the one that you've kind of gone into here. It's just that you want to be able to confidently explain that. Then I would talk about, like, what that's going to help you to do. Like, once you know this stuff, you've got this big benefit, it's going to help you to have all these benefits that you actually want. Like, write copy that's going to blow your clients away and beat controls, etc., etc. Whatever you determine those benefits to be. So yeah, I don't think that's a fantastic opening. I would definitely improve that, but I don't mind how you've started that. Again, I would double down on that, and then I would rewrite these as things you are going to either things you're going to get from learning that, or I would do it as a step-by-step explainer of the masterclass, basically saying, like, 1, you're going to do this, 2, you're going to get to see this, and 3, you're going to get, you're going to discover this. Either can work, but right now they just seem slightly unrelated to the main point and a bit kind of all over the place. How to analyze any piece of copy with the 3-step LSC framework. Okay, good. Well, like, if my thing here is I want to know how to analyze copy, this is a decent headline. How to analyze any piece of copy. Good. That's what I want. Analyze copy. Any piece means that, well, this is kind of like all encompassing, so it's clearly going to be money well spent, so I'm in the right place. Great. And then this is very specific as to what I'm going to be learning. Good subhead. If you're studying copy and wondering, what the heck, what do I even look for? It's not your fault. I like that a lot, because that is definitely something that I struggled with when I started. People always told me to study copy and look for it, but and to analyze it, but I didn't always know, like, what I was trying to look for. Awesome. And then you've even followed it up with, it's not your fault. So it's made me feel like, oh, it's nothing wrong with me, and there is an explanation to this that I'm about to hear. Great. Much prefer this to what you've done up here. Every single copywriting guru is telling you to read as much copy as you can. They say copywriting is all about learning from the best, but they never tell you what to actually look for when reading, leaving you staring at a page for an hour yet to write a single annotation. And you start thinking to yourself, how am I even going to write copy for someone else if I don't know how to analyze it? We've all been there. Okay, decent. I think there's a bit of punching up to do here, but I think that, broadly speaking, I'm liking the narrative you're spinning. It seems scary, but the truth is that you don't have to be a master copywriter to be able to understand what's going on. You just need to know the common hidden messages that are orchestrated behind the scenes. Once you know them, you can read any piece of successful copy, pick up on the techniques used, and incorporate it into your own work. Okay. Just knowing these hidden messages will allow you to write copy that clients are willing to pay for. Extra benefit. That being said, being able to read copy isn't as straightforward as it sounds. Okay. I was really liking it up until this line, because now you've basically gone, you're saying, hey, it seems scary, but it's really easy. Like, don't worry, you just need to know this. And now you're saying, but it's not that straightforward. You're kind of killing your own, like, up till now, I was thinking, oh, okay, this is going to be simpler than I sound. I just need this framework. This here, after this is where I would then launch into expanding on this 3-step framework. Because I think this has been solid up until now. Like, I would pay for this. This bit, I would pay for. Then I would launch into that. But you've kind of thrown me off now, because now you're making me feel like, oh, so it is going to be hard work. I know the intention you have here. The intention you have is that you're trying to then make it like, oh, well, this is why you need this framework. But it kind of throws me off slightly. I would just launch straight into the framework. I don't think you need to pre-frame it as anything. When you're first starting out, it's easy to think you understand it. It's easy to convince yourself that you know how copywriting works. But you soon realize that you haven't actually sat down and thought about the process of reading a piece of copy as well when it comes to writing it. To no surprise, to no surprise, find yourself stuck in the same spot where you began. Lucky for you, in this masterclass, you will learn the 3-step LSE framework Rod has uncovered for analyzing copy throughout his years of experience. Again, I would just cut that. Not needed. If you then went into that, like I'd say, okay, cool, what's next? Ordering this masterclass will reveal hidden messages that can be learned from the best emails, sales letters, and more, so you can start writing copy that gets you paid. Kind of copy that makes business owners wonder how they were surviving without you, even if you're a total newbie. This is some of what you will get in this value packed formula masterclass. I would maybe go slightly back into talking about like the analysis portion because you've just mentioned this. It's okay, again, to mention like this is all about how to write copy that gets you paid. But again, like I know that that's the benefit I'm going for here because you've already mentioned it. Don't think you need to bring it up again. I think now I'm just eager to hear about like, okay, well, how am I going to know this copy analysis? Because ultimately, like, that's what I'm coming here for. The $1 billion copywriting trick used by rappers and music producers to analyze copy. This is what you should do every time you read a piece of copy. The $1 billion copywriting trick used by rappers and music producers to analyze copy. That's a bit confusing to me. I think there's a decent idea there. I don't know and can't remember what Rod said in this masterclass, but like, I don't know, let's just say he's talking about, I know rapper, let's just say he's talking about Drake, for example. I don't know if he does mention Drake in the masterclass, but how much more intriguing would it be like if this instead said like this is why Drake's songs sell so well. He uses the same analysis technique that you should be using for copywriting. And Rod reveals it at 3 minutes 46. Like that is like immediately more intriguing, and it's linking copywriting to something that I may be interested in, or something else to be like, oh, okay, there's a proven thing here that goes beyond just copy. It's interesting to me. Don't waste hours of your life studying copy that sucks. Here's a quick fire way to make sure you're studying the right type of copy. Nice, I like it. Would maybe be a bit more specific around not just saying studying a copy that sucks. I would bring that into like how that feels for me, which is that I don't want to study copy that doesn't work or that hasn't made any money or that wasn't effective. And I would probably highlight like, how do you know what copy works and what copy doesn't, or how do you know what copy's worth studying and what copy isn't? I would probably frame it in that way, because that is something that I know that I asked when I was starting out. We'd probably reframe that bullet slightly, just saying, how do you know what copy is worth studying and what copy is you should never bother reading? The number one highlighting tip Rod always gives complete beginners when studying copy. Apply correctly, and you're going to massively kick up your ability to learn from the copy you're reading. Okay, I won't read all these. Rod decodes one of his rivals' emails and shows you how you could do the same. Do this, and you'll be able to take the best email copy and fine-tune it for your own emails. Don't know what email list to follow? Here you'll find the exact email list Rod used to study copy and sharpen his own copy. Study from and sharpen his own copy. Again, yeah, like that, because you're kind of going on. You're definitely hitting on points here that people care about. Okay, so I think there's definitely some decent stuff in these bullets, and I think there's some really decent stuff in this copy as well. Studying copy is something you must learn if you actually want to write the type of copy the clients will pay for months on end. To be the best, you've got to do what the best do, so listen carefully, and you'll be a fast-rate copywriter in no time. This bit is a weak ending, because I think you should just really be reiterating the main points that you've already hit on, which are that it's not your fault that you don't know how to do this yet. You're going to learn how, you're going to discover exactly how this one framework means you'll never be confused at what you're doing again. You'll be able to recognize what every ad is good and bad for. And of course, this is going to help you then write your own copy so you never feel stuck in the future. Like, I would just reiterate on those points and then drive them to like, click now to buy or whatever. This is, slightly fluffy. Listen carefully and you'll be able to fast-track your copywriting career. It's very generic, fast-track your copywriting career. It's like, yeah, I care about that, but you can be way more specific as to the thing we've already just been talking about. However, I think there's enough good stuff in this that if you rewrote this based on especially this top section, like especially this, and especially cutting the section I mentioned down here, if you rewrote this, like, and you really take on board what I'm saying here, I would probably pay for this, because there are I really like the ideas that you've got here, and Like the way that middle bit is written, especially, I think is quite good. Bullets again could just do with some punching up, so that in the second, if you do send a second draft to this, that's something that we can look at reviewing more in depth. And then this is our friend Cody Ann, and she is awesome because I think we paid her for the e-commerce product page. I don't think we reviewed this one because I think this must have been one she sent in before, but I'm absolutely going to review this right now. Let me just check in on chat quickly. Oh man. Okay, I'll come back to these in a minute. Let me finish this first, guys. Hey guys, I really wanted to bring the copy to life in a wireframe for you. Thank you very much, Cody Ann. Or just Cody, I guess. I don't know why. It's because your name is Cody Ann on Discord. Cody. Thanks very much, Cody. Appreciate it. Change call to action to green. Create a mock-up. What story is good for? Add additional CTA. Add an FAQ session. Okay, cool. So let's just get this one up, just so we know what we're comparing against. I didn't even use this, so that was pointless. I told you I'd break the rules. Sparkled cells. So it's about storytelling. It's one of Sean's. People buy for emotional reasons. That can do. So it's just about storytelling. Okie doke. I never realized how a stranger's 6-word memoir could rewrite my entire approach to copy. Returned war letters sealed with tears. That's the subtle power of storytelling to evoke emotion and meaning in just a few words. Imagine what you could do with a story when you combine it with your copywriting skills. See, like this is doing something that I have been saying that people should be doing for this masterclass for ages, which is that it is using storytelling to demonstrate why you should learn storytelling. So thank you, Cody, first of all, for that. I never realized how a stranger's 6-word memoir could rewrite my entire approach to copy. Returned war letters sealed with tears. That's the subtle power of storytelling to evoke emotion and meaning in just a few words. Imagine what you could do with a story when you combine it with your copywriting skills. Yeah, nice. Now, again, another thing I said for people here was who's really going to be interested in writing storytelling, in writing stories, either people who already recognize that that's worthwhile for copywriting or people who need to be told and shown why it's so worthwhile for copywriting. I think you're straddling the line between both here, and I think in this case it's fine, because if I'm here and I've been told that storytelling is useful, all you're doing here is you're just reaffirming that for me in a demonstratable way. So it's not like just repeating stuff I already know and is annoying like I've been talking about before. This is doing it in a way that's actually interesting to me and reaffirms what I already believe. Yes, I'm right to think the storytelling is good. Imagine what you could do with a story when you combine it with your copywriting skills. Yeah, okay. You've got me hooked. Join Sean MacIntyre as he unveils the storytelling techniques behind the most captivating sales narratives and bypass the mental sales firewall that automatically goes up when your reader encounters a sales pitch. Nice. You know what, though? You know what I would do is I would bring this idea up higher. So I would combine this idea further up, even immediately after this intro bit. So before talking about Sean MacIntyre, I would literally just say, if you want to connect with every reader, including the ones who immediately click off when they think they're being sold to, you need storytelling in your arsenal. Then join Sean MacIntyre. I would just use that as either I replace this whole start with that idea because I think it's a really strong one, or if you really want to keep the storytelling, which I do quite like, I would still put it there because it's extrapolating why storytelling is so important and why evoking that emotion is so important for selling, but you're doing it immediately. So I would just bump that up slightly, and maybe combine it with with this, or even replace this bit with that, because I think it's basically doing the same thing. It's just doing it in a way that gives a specific example of why it's so powerful for copywriting. But I like the idea. If you are tired of crafting what you think is a winning pitch only to watch your audience tune out, this is for you. Selling doesn't have to feel like an uphill battle against skeptical minds, especially when storytelling becomes your vital asset to increase conversions without pushing your prospects away. Because mastering storytelling can help you create scenes, dialogue, and details to make future benefits tangible and relatable. Leverage analogies to explain complex concepts. Put your reader inside the experience. Make abstract concepts graspable. Help them experience possibly. Okay, this is losing me a little bit. This right here is like, there's sounds stupid. There are kind of too many like abstract words here to give me kind of a concrete grounding as to what I'm going to get out of this masterclass. I would, instead of, because what you're doing is you're effectively listing the things that I'm sure Sean goes into. Make abstract concept graspable, put your reader inside the experience, help them experience possibilities of the future with your product, create scenes, dialogue, and details. Like, instead of doing these just in one big list, I would actually put these in the bullet section down there. But instead of just kind of repeating the way that Sean has spoken about them, I would anchor them to a very specific benefit, very, very obvious benefit of how you would use it in copywriting. So what I mean by that is, instead of saying, like, put your reader inside the experience, which is in itself is, of course, like a useful thing to be able to do, I would instead mention a specific example of that, or I would link it to a specific selling experience. So I would say I would talk around the idea of giving, linking your reader's fears to the exact solution of your product, or just showing how your product is going to fix your reader's exact situation right now. Like, that can all be done by putting your reader inside the experience. Like, these in themselves are slightly more abstract, ironically. So I would move these down to the bullet section where people are expecting to go kind of bullet by bullet to read things. Because here I think it's just a lot of words that don't really mean much immediately. Like, there's a lot of different things I have to take in, and I think it's kind of taking me out of this narrative that you're spinning here. So I would move this down because I don't think it's needed right now. Anyone can string words together, but blend copywriting with storytelling. You activate passive readers into eager buyers. Okay, but generally speaking, I think this opening is good. Sean earned $5,000 from a single short story by leveraging the same techniques he shares with you. Now, I don't like this as a subhead. I'll tell you why. I know that Sean earning $5,000 from a single short story is impressive and like sounds cool, but I'm not doing this to write short stories. I'm not trying to learn this to write short stories. I'm trying to do it to be good at copywriting. So this kind of becomes an irrelevant benefit, an irrelevant, what's the word? Accolade. Like, Sean earning $5,000 from a single short story. Like, okay, cool, but did he do that from writing copy? Like, no, he's writing a short story. So I personally don't think this is as strong as it could be, because I don't think it's hyper relevant to copywriting, which is what I care about, is mixing storytelling with copywriting. So I might rethink that. It's fine saying like he's about to share these techniques with you, but I think it would be even stronger just to say, like, Sean credits his copywriting. I don't know what he says in the thing, but I would say Sean credits his copywriting success to these techniques that he's about to share with you, or credits his X millions of dollars of copywriting success or whatever with these exact techniques. Or like, Sean says he's only considered a good copywriter because he knows how to tell a story. I'm sure you can pull something that's a bit more relevant to copywriting from the masterclass. So just imagine what you could do by mastering his proven framework. You could turn any idea into an enthralling tale, make selling feel more natural and less pushy. Nice. And most importantly, you'll discover proven storytelling frameworks to spark emotion and connection with your readers. You will discover proven storytelling frameworks. This, I think, is a bit fluffy. Like, you've said this enough, and it is like, okay, whatever now. Like, I get storytelling is about sparking emotion and connecting with people. Okay, great. I would put this more as you'll discover proven storytelling frameworks that work again and again. Like, I would highlight the proof here and like the how easy it is and how simple these frameworks are to implement. Instead of just kind of saying something that's a bit generic that we've already said, I would bring this into, because like this here is kind of this here. Like sparking emotion, connecting with readers is all about creating a good story. Like that they're kind of one and the same thing, because that's what we're talking about. So when you're saying most importantly, I would change this into be something that means it's so simple to learn, like, you know, it's easy to remember, or you can apply it to anything. In this engaging masterclass, Sean unfolds the art of storytelling and copywriting, a skill honed over years, and shares how to transform your sales pitch into a captivating story and watch your readers' mental defenses crumble. How a story well told is the skeptic's kryptonite. Explore the narrative alchemy that turns doubt into golden belief. How to demystify the anatomy of a story. Dive into what constitutes a story and how to craft one that sells. Why the hero's journey isn't the best framework for copy, plus a better structure revealed at 1540. How to master the art of crafting hooks. Learn through examples. How to reel in your readers from the get-go. Okay, something all these bullets have in common is they all have the exact same structure, and it's making them a bit monotonous. It's saying like how to do this, and then here's a benefit. How to do this, and here's a benefit, or here's an abstract benefit. You might benefit from mixing up a few more bullets in here, because they start to bleed into kind of like a bit samey. I like, again, your repeat, you know, repetition justifies, you know, we like that. I like that you're talking about, you know, get pat around people's defenses, like that's fine. How a well-told story is skeptic's kryptonite, kind of saying the exact same thing as this one, just in slightly different words. How to demystify the anatomy of a story. I think those are kind of complicated words to say something that is quite simple, which would just be like, you know, how to break down any story framework used in copy might just be a more obvious benefit to me, of a way like, oh, that's why I would need that, rather than demystify the anatomy of a story. I think it's being a bit too wordy. Dive into what constitutes a story and how to craft one that sells. Like, okay, crafting one that sells makes sense. What constitutes a story? Meh, I don't think that needs to be there. Why the hero's journey isn't the best framework copy. Okay, well, I've definitely heard that. I might put that in quotation marks just because we like quotation marks. Isn't the best framework copy, plus a better structure. Nice. How to master the art of crafting hooks. Learn through. Again, this is where I like, don't keep like saying how to. I just say like, be a bit more direct with it. Just saying like, you've heard that hooks are mega important in copywriting. Like these are the only examples you need to know to make them second nature or whatever. Again, I'll cut that down slightly, but I think if you're kind of just repeating the same thing. And with bullets, you know, we like variety. And again, like I mentioned, I would bring these things down here, de-abstract them, give them concrete benefits, and turn them into bullets. Warning, using this common 3-letter word can repel your readers and sink your entire pitch. Spoiler alert, this word has been ingrained into your mind. Interesting, I like that. How to shatterproof your pitch before securing the emotional sale. Discover the little-known wordplay wizardry that only the best copywriters leverage. Interesting. Reveal at 120. How to instantly cripple your imposter syndrome. Hint, it's hiding in plain sight. Okay. Sean has carefully selected examples that have sold millions in promotions so that you can take the generic radio voice that screams, I am selling a thing and I'm trying too hard to go to buy it, out of your copy for good. Would maybe slightly reduce that. Slightly difficult to read that sentence, but again, I would highlight this and lean into that bit a bit more, which is saying, you know, Sean has handpicked examples that are the best storytelling ever. I would be highlighting that if you want to know good storytelling and you want to get good examples, Sean's already picked them out for you, and you get them as part of this masterclass. And then I would even I would tease a few of those examples. You know, the XYZ promo that like earned this much money in this much time, like the classic that every copywriter should know. If you haven't heard of this, seriously, why are you even in this game? You know, that kind of stuff. Ditch the fear that your pitch will be met with resistance, and embrace a new way of selling where your customers feel understood without directly calling out to them. Again, I said this up there, but like this idea is kind of come like 3 or 4 times through this product page. Maybe worth like using that as your starting idea and even moving it into a story. Like, I like this little story here, but I do actually think, like, having read through and been getting more excited when I've been reading some of this bit, I think like exchanging this for talking about how, you know, like getting past that sales barrier when people throw the defenses up, if you can turn that into a story for this opening, I think that has the best of both worlds. Like, it's both demonstrating the power of storytelling and it's highlighting that big benefit that you're going to get from storytelling, that you can say, you know, this is why storytelling is so powerful, or such a powerful weapon in your arsenal. And then insert strong CTA. FAQ. We'll have access to, FAQ. I think we might have paid you for this idea anyway. I can't remember the FAQ. We'll have access to Sean MacIntyre for any questions. If you sign up for Patreon, you have access to the entire copy of that team. Nice. If you buy masterclass, if you buy the course directly, you'll have access for life. If you join the Patreon, you'll have access to the course and many others until you cancel your membership. Is there a community or group for discussion? Yes, but you have to be part of Patreon. Nice, because you're basically doing upselling here by saying like, hey, don't you want this other thing? And people go, oh yeah, I do. And like, oh okay, join the Patreon. All right, I'll join the Patreon then. I like it. Additional costs beside no hidden costs. Cool. Is storytelling really profitable? Absolutely. Why should I trust? Now, FAQs, just for anyone who's watching this and is wondering why there are FAQs on this page, FAQs are a fantastic objection buster because you can it's almost cheating. Like you can basically just highlight the objections they're gonna have. So when they scroll down, they see their objection and immediately get it like ticked off. Like, oh, okay, right, that makes sense. So FAQs are really useful. That's why you see them on a lot of product pages. Most people I don't think do FAQs on these. So Cody, again, another thing I'm impressed at. Why should I trust Sean to teach me storytelling? And you know what? Yeah, okay, you've just said it here as well. Like, I probably would not link this bit to this question because again, people are coming from the frame of copywriting. However, I would for this question, like saying, oh, why should I trust Sean? And that's something that I would go up and mention it for here is like, you know, Sean understands storytelling, like not just as a copywriter, but as a good storyteller and as a way to engage people. Like he got paid $5,000 for one short story. I wouldn't have that be the main idea like you had in the bottom section, but I would definitely mention it, and this is a good place to mention it. Will this work for my niche? Stories work for any niche. Awesome. Don't need to read the rest of that. Like, great. Like, you back it up with proof there, but fantastic. Like, story work for any niche. Good, because I know that's going to be something I worry about. Why is storytelling so powerful? Many reasons, but here are a few. Bang, 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 bang. I don't even need to read this. Like, I'm just... like you've already given me enough proof and evidence here to be so interesting. You know what? Like, Cody, I'm gonna level with you here. I want to pay you for this. I'm gonna ask you to do a couple of things before I commit to paying you for this. I want you to go back, watch all of this critique I just gave, and I want you to make the changes that I have noted. Whether you decide to keep this, but bring this idea like up a little bit, whether you decide to completely change this to just focus on this idea, whether you focus on this idea but you still keep it in the element of a story. That's number one. I want you to move these down into the bullet section and to make them a little less abstract by linking them to specific benefits and making sure they don't like break this narrative here. I want you to think of a better headline here to link what people actually care about, which is applying this to copywriting. I want you to punch up all of this based on the edits that I was giving as I went through. I want you to punch up your bullets and give them a bit more variety. And I want you to cut down any fluff that I'd highlighted. Because I want to pay you for this because like the FAQs and stuff are great. I think you've got some really good ideas in here, and the copy, as it was for the last one, is quite well written as well. So if you can do those things and you can submit this either to me personally, just whenever, or in the next Whetstone Wednesday, I do want to pay you for this. So if you do those things, then we will pay you. So yeah, well done, Cody. Again, and if you do those things, that'll be the second one you've been paid for, and that'll be $300 you've earned from us. So congratulations, because you really put a lot of effort into these, and we can tell, and you take on the feedback as you did for the last one. So thank you, Cody. That was a joy to read. Okay. Right, that's all of the. How are 20 people watching this? I haven't even advertised this. It's Sunday, guys. Go and pray or something. Do something productive. Okay, a few questions. I did say I would do a bit of a Q&A at the end, so let's do that. Oh man, it's all blurry. There we go. I've now crossed into like the heat from this hood is not helping either, so I've crossed into delirium. Okay. Where are we? Ho ho, MFs. I'm not saying a swear word. Steve, you know me better than that. Hey Steve, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm in a tricky situation right now. I should write a landing page, a welcome you with secrets, and a Facebook ad on a niche where basically no one is doing these things. Any suggestion how to proceed? Yes. If it's a niche, if you can't find many things to swipe from, or you find that no one's really doing it, then all you need to do is ask yourself or ask the business you're working with why they're doing this in the first place, what proof they have that people want this solution, and then just write copy around that. Basically, you don't need to look for other people to swipe from, other competitors to swipe from. Go for the jugular. Go for a more direct route, because it's likely to be a less sophisticated market. You can make direct promises around what you're going to do for the person and how it's going to solve the problem if it's not stuff they've heard about before. You can use, proven welcome email sequence structures if you really need a place to start for something. Doesn't matter if it's not the same niche, but just ask why the product is even a thing in the first place, and just focus on that before anything else. You don't need to overthink this and go, oh, no one's done it before, it's brand new. Just say, okay, well, why are we even bothering with this business? And then write around that. So that'd be my main thing. My submitted is about the same as masterclass, finding constellation as well. I think it'd be fun to compare the two. When did you submit that? Was that from a few weeks ago and I promised that I would review it and I haven't? Or is that one that you have only just submitted? Because if it's one you've only just submitted, I'm not going to do it, unfortunately, because my brain is already broken. Is Upwork still a good way of getting ecom clients, or keep calling pictures of the diamonds in the rough? I never use Upwork to get a single client, so I don't know anyway. I know some people who swear by Upwork. I know some people who despise it and will never use it. I know some people who used to use it and now don't use it. I know some people who never used it and now do use it. Like, I don't think there's any right or wrong answer. I don't know if it's a good way to get e-commerce clients. If there are e-commerce clients on there and you use a decent pitching technique, I'm sure it is a fine way to get e-commerce clients. Tomorrow, I'm going to walk into an office with some copy and ask for a job cold. I'm self-conscious of how creepy that is, but it was Lindsey's idea, so wish me luck. Sensuki, if that's, sorry if I butchered that. Good on you, my friend. Go for it. It's going to feel awkward. You're going to feel worried. You're going to feel nervous when you get there. But when you go in, you've put it on the desk, one of two things are going to happen. All right. They're either going to be like, oh, okay, no problem. Like we'll look at that and we'll get back to you. Or they're going to be like, sure, fine, whatever. Thanks. But either of those are fine. Both those things are okay, because guess what? Once you've done it, that's it. They're not going to be there thinking about you for the rest of their lives. Only you are going to be there thinking about you for the rest of your lives, okay? It's just you who cares. So just get out of the way, go and do it, and guess what? There's a better chance of you getting a job doing that than not getting a job doing, than nothing. So you may as well try. So well done. I have done that before. I didn't go in with copy, but I went in and spoke to owners in physical stores, and it worked for me on at least a few occasions. So yeah, why not go in? My only advice to you would be, don't just go in with a frame of like, hey, here's copy I've written for you. I think this would be good. Go into it with a frame of thinking, hey, I want to help you make more sales. I want to help your business. I've already written some copy for you based on things I think would improve immediately. But also, I just want to work with you on the marketing front, because I really think that you could be earning more. Love what you're doing with X, Y, and Z. Here's a few ideas for what I would do to improve those things. Here's actual copy that you can use if you want to. If you're interested in working together more closely, let's have a conversation about it. I know for a fact, either way, it's going to be something they've probably not experienced before, and that's good. The two things I always say about being successful: you got to be different, you got to be relevant. You're being relevant because you've written copy for them, and you're going and you're speaking to them, and you're being different because likely it is they don't get a lot of people going and do that. So well done. Best of luck with it. I submitted a piece of copy about the same masterclass. Rod's finally okay, right. So it's just the same thing. Yeah. Again, message me. Try put in the chat if it was in this batch I was reviewing and I've just missed it, or if it's one you've only just done recently. Both. Okay, right. That was replying to that. I love how the images for the masterclass are clearly made by AI. Oh yeah. We don't hide that. We just AI write a prompt and just go, right, that'll do. You know why? Because it saves a hell of a lot of time. Surprise Sunday stream. Surprise Sunday stream, Breezy. I hope you're doing well. More you, less Sean, perhaps, unless the audience here knows Sean, it's a bit of a waste to mention the legends so frequently. I don't know what that was in reply to. I don't know if that was talking about Cody's copy. Maybe? I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I think this is something we've never really addressed head on, which is that, like, who are we aiming the masterclasses for? Is it people who know copy that, or is it people who don't know copy that? I don't really care. Like, if as long as you say, like, oh, this is just, if you say this is for the copy that fan base, I'll review it in that frame. If you say, oh, this is to get anyone, I'll review it in that frame. Personally, I think aiming it for people who already know us would be better, because, you know, we've got a list of a few thousand people, and we obviously have like nearly 40,000 YouTube subscribers. There are enough people we could go out to and say, hey, like, here's some stuff we did, and they would at least recognize, like, oh, Sean's good for this, and Alex is good for this, and Lindsey's good for this, and Rod's good for this. So I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, assuming a little bit of knowledge about us. Nice hat, Andre. Thank you very much. We don't have a social life, man. Oh yeah, I think that's because I said, why aren't you guys doing anything? Same. That's why I'm reviewing copy. You're watching someone review copy, and I'm reviewing copy. We are all as sad as each other. Santa hat on the hoodie is styling. I love this hoodie. This is. I mean, this is going to be a plug because it's like our merch store, obviously. But I think, do we still sell these? I think we do. On our merch. I'm gonna have a quick look. I assume we do. It's embarrassing. Like, I'm the ecom guy. I should probably know what we sell. We have a merch section, so yeah. We have a merch section if you go to copythatshow.com /merch, or you just go to the merch section. So let me get the banner up, which is that one. If you go to copythatshow.com and you go to merch, you can buy one of these for yourself. I think I have a medium, and it fits super well because, like, it's some hoodies. I was never a fan of hoodies. I never used to be a fan of hoodies, like, at all. Some hoodies are like, I find a bit too baggy sometimes and a bit annoying. This one is quite, like, not tight, but it's almost like muscle fit slightly, and it's really nice. So it keeps you extra warm, and it just feels better to wear. So I really like these. I think they're very, very high quality. We also have Copy That mugs. We have again, I don't know if I should swear or not on these streams, but we have an F Your Hobbies mug, which is the classic Sean catchphrase. So yeah, we have a sweatshirt, we have a t-shirt. I've never really plugged the merch before, but if you want some Copy That merch, that's where you go and get it. I just came home after running a marathon. Kevin, congrats. Congrats for running a marathon. I've never done that. I hope it went well. What time did you get? You can tell me a time and I'll have nothing to compare it to because I don't know what a good time is, but still tell me. Try. I submitted the same week as these ones you viewed just now, the first one that week. Ooh, well, that's true. Let me have a look because I'll see if there's a reason that I missed it. Where the fuck are we? Well, I just swore, so that's my logic gone out the window. Where are we? I have another screen here, by the way. That's why I'm looking there. I have two screens now. I'm very cool. Request call my partner being Wi-Fi. Here's link to my work. I'll include this. People to buy this masterclass. I don't remember reviewing this one, and you are right, you were first, and I said that I'd include it, so yes, I will review this now, because it's not fair. Because I don't remember reviewing this, so let's do that now. There we go, you guys get one extra critique, and then I'll come back to answering questions. I'm also going to take this hood down, because I am, like, hot as balls right now. God, I do not have good hat hair. I'll keep this on, though. That feels so much better. How should it fall? That way? That will do. Okay. So let me get rid of that banner. That's not needed anymore. Just a step, cried the sad man. Take a look down at the madman. Theatre kings are home. Silver wings fly beyond reason. There we go. Oh, hang on, I don't want to zoom in like that. I want to zoom in like that. There we go. And you guys can see it. Lovely. All right. Context. Traffic most likely comes from YouTube channels, not Patreon subscribers. Most likely people who are new to the channel, not new to copywriting. Okay. For people to buy the masterclass, the reader is someone who wants to learn how to write a great copy. You've committed the sin. It's either a great piece of copy or it's to write great copy, not a great copy. Doesn't make sense. But doesn't know how or doesn't know the reading copy. Reading copy is the best way to do it. Reading, analyzing copy is the best skill to learn. If you want to write great copy, click on the button. Okay, right. Let's read this. Oh, how do I? Hang on, I'm about to zoom out slightly. Okay, hopefully you guys can read that okay still. Steal the eyes of the copywriting god. Ooh, a masterclass on breaking down copy. Fair enough. Change the title, but fair enough. Reading great copy is the best way to learn how to write great copy, regardless of whether you're a seasoned six-figure copy chief or just starting out. However, simply reading copy is not enough. Okay. After all, anyone with a pair of functioning eyeballs can look at a piece of copy and understand its literal meaning. However, this often results in forgettable and unimpressive copy as there's nothing special about it. But the most prized and sought after copywriters are those who can figure out how, why, and what makes winning copy successful, as this allows them to accumulate a supply of effective ideas, unique angles, and potent techniques, enabling them to craft copy that generates hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. Surprisingly, many copywriters overlook the importance of the skill, and you might be one of them. Now let's go up to the reader. Someone who wants to learn how to write great copy, but doesn't know how or doesn't know that reading copy is the best way to do it. So what we're going to assume here, the person reading this is someone who doesn't know that reading copy is the best way to do it right now. And it's just someone who wants to write great copy, right? I'm not really saying like that the main thing is they want to earn loads of money. They want to learn how to be the best copywriter, and they don't know that reading copy is the way to do it. That's the reader that you have set out. First thing I would say, again, we never know how we're pushing someone to this. So you could say, oh, well, I'm pushing them to this with a message that says, hey, if you want to learn how to write great copy, this is for you, which obviously helps. But if you know that that's the kind of person you're targeting at, I would reflect that in your title. Steal the eyes of the copywriting god, a masterclass on breaking down copy. Like, I know you're going with the usual formula that we go with for our titling. But if you're saying that the person doesn't know that like breaking down good copy is the way to write good copy, like this title isn't immediately obvious to me. You can still keep a masterclass on breaking down copy if you want, but I would maybe change this to like just, you know, something even less abstract, which is even just like the road to writing great copy, right? A masterclass on breaking down copy, because at least then that's hitting on my target audience. That's like, oh, I know immediately this is me. Reading great copy is the best way to learn how to write great copy, regardless of whether you're a six-figure copy chief or just starting out. Well, someone who's a six-figure copy chief is not going to be reading this masterclass. It's certainly not a target, so I would take that out because I don't really care about what a seasoned six-figure copy chief does right now because I'm not one. So I remove that because it's unnecessary for the purpose of this. Reading great copy is the best way to learn how to write great copy regardless. All right, so this is fine. This is a fine way to start it because you're basically, you know, saying, right, and if you want to learn how to write great copy, you need to learn how to read great copy. Very small thing, but line edit. But I would maybe switch those around. I think I was going to have that note on the last one as well, which was would maybe just say like, you want to write great copy. Well, first you need to learn how to read great copy. I would maybe draw an analogy from that as well. I know something like like I don't know, you wouldn't trust someone to show you the way if they didn't know how to read the map, for example. Just something like that. You can probably come up with a better analogy than that. And then you just say that is the best way to learn how to write great copy if you're just starting out. Okay, good. That's convinced me that I need to learn how to write great copy. I need to learn how to read good copy and break that down. But I don't yet know, like, okay, well, how do I do that? Which is then what you lean into. So, however, simply reading copy is not enough. Okay. Again, suffering slightly from what the other one did, which is that you're kind of almost contradicting yourself here. I know you don't mean it like that, but I would just rephrase it slightly. Again, another line edit, but I would just say something, instead of however simply reading copy is not enough, I would instead say, and what's more, you need to know why copy works and why it doesn't, ... right? Like that's then implying, okay, well, I'm going to learn then like how to do that, how to analyze good copy. Or you need to say, but it's not just about reading great copy, it's also about analyzing that copy. Because this now makes it kind of seem like, oh, well, I can't just read it. I know what you're trying to do there. I just would slightly rephrase that. After all, anyone with a pair of functioning eyeballs can look at a piece of copy and understand its literal meaning. Okay, makes sense. However, this often results in forget one unimpressive copies. There's nothing special about it. No, this is taking me out of it slightly. I don't think that's very relevant here. I would, like, this is, you're now talking about like writing copy. You're talking about reading copy here, and now you're talking about writing copy and me writing. There's nothing special about the copy that I write. Like, there's just not really a connective here to these two sentences. Again, I know what you mean, but it's slightly jarring. So again, I would slightly reposition that. Instead of saying that, I would say, after all, anyone with a pair of functioning eyeballs can look at a piece of copy and understand its literal meaning. However, the best copywriters know that it's beyond just literal meaning. It's like reading between the lines or whatever. And then you can say, in this masterclass, I'm going to teach you how to do that. The most prized and sought after copywriters are those who can figure out how and why and what makes winning copy successful. Okay, good. It's still like relating to the point of me wanting to write great copy, as this allows them to accumulate a supply of effective ideas, unique angles, and potent techniques. Kind of boring. Like effective ideas, unique angles, and potent techniques. Okay, don't really need to know about that right this second. You're just kind of word mashing just because you can. Bring home that main point first, which is that it's analyzing copy that's going to make me a better copywriter. You know, give me an analogy that I can hold on to, like I mentioned earlier. Give me an example, a demonstration of why that's the case. You know, give me a promise that by the time that you're done reading this page, you'll understand how you can look at any ad and tell me exactly why it's, you know, effective or not. Enabling them to craft copy that generates hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. Surprisingly, many copywriters overlook the importance of this skill, and you might be one of them. Again, I would say, not surprisingly many copywriters, I would say 90% or 95% of beginners never bother learning the skill, and that might be why they fail. Well, now you're bringing it back to the reason, like, oh, okay, well, I want to learn how to write great copy, and I definitely don't want to fail when I'm a beginner, so yeah, this is relevant to me. So there we go. So some ways you can punch that up there. Successful Nike's copywriter. That doesn't quite make sense grammatically. Successful Nike's copywriter reveals his personal. If it was just Nike, sorry, I think that makes sense. Like successful Nike copywriter reveals his personal LSC approach, but I'm splitting hairs there. Allowing you to decipher the secrets behind any successful copy on command. Okay, fine. However, there's a slight incongruency here between like this and what you're going on to say here. And if you do what I just told you there, I think it bridges the gap. But again, the last thing you've said here is like, oh, a lot of copywriters overlook this, and it's going to allow your copy to do all this good stuff and earn you millions of dollars. But then you're going on to talk about, oh, but this is going to help you decipher all good copy on command. I would end with that point, so you're then leading into that point. So I would end by saying, like I suggested, the key skill is going out into the world and knowing what every piece of copy means and exactly if it's effective or not. That's when you know you can write great copy too, because then you lead into like, this is going to allow you to do this exact thing. Oh, okay, now you're revealing the system. That makes sense of why I should know that. Just need a bit more emphasis on like why this is so key and what it's going to give you, what this masterclass is going to give you ability to do, which is go out and analyze any great copy, which then in turn means you can write great copy. Let's face it, all copywriters understand the benefits of studying copy to enhance our skills. Do we? Because you're targeting this at someone who doesn't know that. So I would question that. Again, like just go back to who your reader is. Remember the things that they are, that you've set. Remember these rules you've set for yourself up here. You've just broken that. You've said like all copywriters understand the benefits of studying copy to enhance their skills. I don't, apparently. So is this someone who knows they need to study copy, or is it someone who doesn't know they need to study copy? Because this and this are written for two very different people. Many copywriters mistakenly believe the fastest route to writing high-converting copy involves devouring endless books and enrolling in more courses than they can handle. Even worse, some rely on countless copy templates and formulas. Again, this is now saying a different thing to this, but this is much stronger. Like you're saying, like if you feel the need, or if you've ever felt the need to read book after book or take course after course to write great copy, like you need to stop that. Like it's the wrong approach. You've been lied to by these gurus. Like, let me show you the real route. Like this is now a stronger thing, but you start off by effectively, refuting that. But this is stronger. Theory is just one tiny piece of the puzzle. Relying solely on books and courses is like trying to become a chef by just reading a cookbook cover to cover without ever flipping on the stove. It's only when you step into the kitchen, taste the food, and make your own adjustments that you become a culinary expert. That's why it's crucial to read copy that already works, but more importantly, to learn how to effectively deconstruct them into different layers. Because reading brilliant copy without the power to dissect it is like having a vault full of treasure and not a single clue on how to crack it open. You won't have a clear understanding of the copy process, the reasons behind its effectiveness, or the emotions it triggers, what actually matters. Now, this is flowing far better as copy because I feel like you've got an idea and you're sticking to it and you're running through like, look, you need to start reading copy, but you need to know how to read the copy. And then you can start to write good copy. Just remember, you've said here that the person you care about, the person you're trying to reach, is someone who wants to write good copy. The ultimate goal is to write good copy. And do they or do they not know whether they should be reading copy or not? Maybe, maybe not. So you need to get clear on that. But this idea here is now this has got more of a rhythm to it, and it actually is making sense. And you're going point by point and making me understand. Okay, yeah, this makes sense to me. Now tell me, like, okay, well, how can I start to analyze copy properly? How can I know if an ad is good or not? Once you're well versed in it, you can easily look at any piece of successful copy, pinpoint the winning ideas, techniques, angles, and integrate them into your own work. You might wonder, how do I get my hands on this powerful weapon? Simple, by diving straight into Rod Satterwhite, a seasoned copywriter marketer for Nike, 40-minute masterclass loaded with value. In this masterclass, you'll discover Rod's secret LSC framework for studying copy at different levels of intensity, the framework that propelled his copywriting journey from meh to mastermind. The best part, you'll just click away from the treasure trove of wisdom. Essentially, it grants you an upper hand over the ocean of copywriters who lack a game-changing approach to figuring out the secrets behind exceptional copy. So you can use these secrets to create copy that makes your clients scream, Christ, I need to hire this guy or gal again. Okay, cool. Again, like I don't have a problem with you mentioning like, oh, clients will want to hire you again and again here, because you're effectively like adding another benefit on, which you may hear like, oh, never add more. Don't just throw more benefits in for the sake of it. But the point is, this is kind of like I call like a destination benefit, in that, well, it's an extra benefit of getting to that place you want to get to anyway. So it's just an extra bonus basically. So that's fine. Don't take it from me. Listen to our loving Patreon members. Yeah. No, social proof doesn't float your boat. Then see what you'll get in this 40-minute training brimming with value. You don't know what a good copy. It's the sin. Stop committing the sin. You don't know what good copy looks like, so you don't think studying copy is worthwhile. Here's how to get A-grade copy delivered to your inbox every morning at no cost. Nice. I like that. Have you ever wondered how copywriters like Carl Milligan find copywriting success so quickly? In fact, Carl created a financial pyramid that went on to become a victor. Well, Rod's about to spill the beans on the secrets that skyrocket Carl's and other copywriters' copywriting career. Hint, it's not just about breaking down copy. I would take that bit out, because you're basically saying this masterclass is about breaking down copy. So now it's making me think, oh God, now there's more stuff I've got to do to write great copy. Like, what? I would just remove that. But like, other than that, it's pretty solid bullet. Better than any framework, formulas, or script that guru copywriter gave you. For copywriters who want to write better copy, Rod's never seen, at least, a bit boring. It's kind of just a generic bullet about everything, not very specific. Elite copywriters need to come up with unique, one-of-a-kind ideas, right? Wrong. Here's why crafting original angles is a downright assassin of your copy's potential. Hello. I am streaming. It's all right. Okay. Sure. All right. Sorry, guys. Here's where crafting original angle. Okay, I've got to start again. Elite copywriters need to come up with unique, one-of-a-kind ideas, right? Wrong. Here's why crafting original angles is downright assassin of your copy's potential. Sure. Slightly, not irrelevant necessarily, but kind of out of the blue. I'm like, how is that related to like breaking down copy? But it's fine. Discover how the writer of the greatest sales letter of all time generated $2 billion by plagiarizing others and how you can benefit from this discovery. I promise it is not illegal. Interesting. The secret of BFN revealed. Studying this type of copy will guarantee to fast-track newbie copywriters' copywriting journey from rookie to a rock star. Yep. Okay, so I think some definitely some decent bullets there. I think you've got bullet writing pretty much down. I think there's again a few bits to be punched up that I've mentioned there, but like I think broadly speaking, I think they're pretty good bullets. Simply put, if you've been looking at copy and going, what the heck, what on earth am I even supposed to be looking for? Well, guess what? Rod created this class for you so that you can rip apart, dissect, and unveil the well-kept secrets in any piece of copy. And to help you even more, we've got a juicy bonus just for you, value $50 you guys must now. After all, if you want to write copy that sells like crazy again and again, then everything starts actually reading outstanding copy every single day. Look, Sean MacIntyre reads and analyzes copy every day. Alex Myatt does the same daily. Lindsey Hough immerses herself in copy analysis day in, day out. And of course, Rod Satterwhite doesn't skip a day without scrutinizing copy. So why put off getting good at something you ultimately need to excel at? Don't wait anymore. Click the button below if you want to acquire the eyes of the copywriting god. Okay, I think there are good things in this copy that I have highlighted. I think the thing that it lets itself down on is the incongruence of the target audience throughout the letter, throughout the product page. I've already gone through the kind of the functional bits and the bits I feel like can be moved around and the line edits and like, they're not quite working. And you know, you need to have the bridge from like here to here slightly better. I think the biggest thing that you need to take away and you need to change is rethink about who am I targeting this at? What have they already been told to do? What do they already recognize they need to do? And think about it again and write it again in that way. I think you can broadly keep quite a lot of this. But again, are you telling someone that they need to learn to analyze copy because they've never heard that before? Or do they already know they should be reading copy every day and analyzing copy every day, but they don't know how to do it correctly? You start to lean into something here, which I quite liked, which I said about the other one, which is if you've been looking at copy and going, what the heck, what on earth am I supposed to be looking for? Like that is also a good thing because everyone gets told to analyze copy, and that really sums up the problem people have with it. So I'd be more inclined to target this as someone who already knows that they need to be analyzing copy and reading copy. They just don't really get what they're supposed to be doing. And they just want a method, a system that they can always go back to and go like, right, okay, this is going to help me write the best copy I possibly can. You know, and you've identified that the person you're aiming for is the someone who needs to write. They want to write great copy, and you want to tell them, you want to show them how to write that great copy through analysis because they recognize they should already be analyzing stuff. Then structure that person as the target audience rather than just someone who doesn't quite recognize, you know, the how they should be learning yet. So there you go. Again, this is one that I think if you make those changes, again, I'm not going to commit to paying you right now. And also, did I commit to paying someone for this page already? Was that Cody's page? Why have I already forgotten, like, if it was this page or another page I was reviewing? Anyway, point is, like, if you came back with those changes, regardless, like, I want to see that because I think you can get close to, like, a good piece of copy with that. Again, I'm not going to commit to paying you for this because I think there's too much, like, difference on this page as it stands. But take what I've told you and come back and ask for us to review it another Whetstone Wednesday at least, because I think that would be good. Again, similar for you, Cody. You will need to message me and remind me that I've said this if you want to get paid and show me that, like, oh, things have been changed and it's all those things have been completed. Okay. All right. Ooh, man, my hair's suffered from being cooped up in a hood. Oh well, gotta live with it now. Hopefully that helped. Try. Sorry for missing you both the few weeks ago and today. Okay. So, other questions. If not Upwork, what's the best platform for outreach? There is no best. It completely depends on who you're going for. I got clients from emails. I got clients through LinkedIn. I got clients through writing letters. I got clients from going in and talking to people. I got clients from phone calls. I got clients from Fiverr in my early days. I've ever got a client through Instagram. I can't even remember. Probably. I've spoken to clients on Instagram for sure. So yeah, there is no best. But in my masterclasses, which we've been reviewing copy for today, I speak about like how I would do it. I personally just liked going to local businesses / agencies / niche businesses in a niche that I was interested in, and putting them out on a spreadsheet, finding their contact information, and then going out to them on loads of platforms: email, LinkedIn, phone call. Don't just box yourself into one. Truth in copy, I'm new. That's relevant. I learned today. Thank you, Tanya. I'm glad you learned a lot today. Thank you very much for saying that. I hope that this was useful, and I hope to see you again. When did this start? Hey G, this started a few hours ago, a couple of hours ago now. I was not I kind of was planning on this, but I wasn't. I didn't want it to be a big stream where loads of people joined in and like I spoke loads. I just wanted to kind of get something out of the way. And I wanted to get it done in an hour, and it's now 2 hours and 11 minutes. So I failed at that. But I'm amazed we even still have like over 10 people watching this. So thanks. But yeah, I didn't put a call out for it. Do they come with a girlfriend anti-theft mechanism? I don't know what that was in reference to. I'm going to say no. How is the UK? Never been there. Would you retire to another country or stay in the UK? I think I would stay in the UK. I am where I want to be now. I live in Cambridge, which I love. It's my favorite city on the planet. So I would definitely retire here. I would maybe move to. I would like a holiday home in Wales, in Harlech, and maybe the Rhondda Valley. I would probably like a holiday home in Europe as well. And I would like to visit America a lot because I have a lot of American friends and it's just an awesome country. But I don't think I would ever move from the UK. I like it quite a lot. I love it. I think the UK is the best country on the planet, personally. But, I'm biased. But I genuinely think in terms of like modern infrastructure and I know you can pick out examples from any country which completely contradicts like what I'm about to say, but like for me anyway, like the modern infrastructure we have and like the mix of people that we have and the mix of like activities, I guess, like events, things you can go and do and see. I just think is amazing. Plus, everyone speaks English, which is useful for me because I don't speak any other languages. I like the climate because I don't like things that are too hot or too cold. I like rain. I like grey. I like sloping hills. So yeah, I like it a lot. You know what list activation is? I'm guessing to do with email stuff. List activation. Do you mean when you have a list? I don't actually know that term specifically. I'm assuming list activation is either when you have a list that's been a dead list, i.e. it's not been messaged in a while and you're just reactivating it, or it's a first time list and you are sending out the first email, I imagine is what that means. But when in doubt, just Google it. Oh God, list activation function in neural network. I don't know what that means and I'm backing out of that ASAP. List activation email. Activation email templates. Do I need to activate a mailing list? How can I send activation emails? Oh, does it mean like account activation? Oh, it might mean that, which I always call confirmation. So it might just mean account activation. So when you sign up for something, then it sends an activation email saying, hey, approve your account or activate your account or, what's the word? Verify your account. Might mean that. You finally got 2 screens. I did finally get 2 screens. Yes. Got one there. Got one there. And yeah, my life has been improved. The only annoying thing is I think maybe I should have got a big curved screen because like my camera's in the middle, so the screen's like there and there, and there's nothing there. There's no screen bit in the middle, which is slightly annoying because I always have to look either that way or that way. But that's just me complaining and being an arsehole. How do I get to review my copy? You need to be a member of the Patreon, which is patreon.com/the copy that show. And we try to review copy at least once a week or once every 2 weeks of patrons. And sometimes we just do special streams like this. I know Sean's done a couple, I've done a couple where we just randomly come on and we'll critique our patrons' copy. So if you go there, join the Patreon, wait for us to put out a call where we're like, hey, we're doing a stream, put your copy below, and then we'll try and get through as much of it as we can. So that's how we do that. Where are we? Your 5-hour course is goated. Thank you, Joe, or Joe's big bro. I appreciate that. It was fun to make. I made that, God, like 2 years ago now, more than 2 years ago, which is crazy. And it was never, I don't know if this is obvious or not, because I actually think the production quality is quite low. Like the microphone was off and just didn't sound great, or at least I didn't think so. And it wasn't like particularly, I guess it was scripted. Well, yeah, it was scripted, but I feel like I was being quite casual with it, and that's because it was never intended to go on YouTube or to be like a big thing. It was meant to just be for my copywriting community that had like a few thousand members at the time. I really didn't think more than like maybe 200 people would ever watch it. And I was originally paid by a company to make it, to teach their marketing team how to do copywriting. So that's why it existed in the first place. And then I made it into a recording version for them. So I never thought it would be on YouTube, and I certainly never thought it would be on 700 and something thousand views. So thank you for that, for watching it. Thanks for the best wishes. It's FinPub's office, so hopefully they won't think I have 2 heads by bringing them a lead and asking for work. Ah, interesting. Okay, well, if it's a financial publisher and like they're already open to copywriters, then I would say ignore my advice from earlier, because I just assumed you meant it was a normal business. If it's someone who already is used to working with copywriters, they'll be far more open to you coming in and pitching your own copy. And I imagine they'll be quite impressed with you just going in the first place, because that shows you're quite different from the average person who might just email them. It's a lot harder to ignore someone in front of you than it is to delete an email. So yeah, good luck. Go in, be confident. Show them you know about the FinPub world. Show them you know what good DR copywriting is. And let us know how it goes. Would love to hear. Thanks, live stream. Need more of these in the future. We will do our best. We will endeavor to give you as many as we possibly can. Hey, Alex, fair point to mention, but the inconsistent between my target audience and my copy is only in one line, I think. Should I just remove that one line? The reason, so it wasn't just the fact that it was on one line, it's the fact that in your reader section, you said someone who wants to learn how to write great copy, but doesn't know that reading copy is the right way to do it. So the information you've given me is saying that the reader doesn't know it. So I'm then going into this thinking, okay, well, I'm thinking about this from the point of view of someone who doesn't know how to write great copy, in which case it's completely incongruent, because you're writing it to someone who doesn't yet know that, but you're assuming it like they do. So yes, take that one line out if you feel like that doesn't work. And then also change who the person is that you're actually targeting to. Also, Alex said you already committed to paying Cody for Sean's storytelling masterclass. That was storytelling, right? Okay. And we were doing the breakdown. My God, okay, my brain is fried. Thank you for reminding me of that. So yeah, no, okay. But basically go away, make those changes, come back. And then like I said, not committed yet. Same way, I'm not like committed to Cody. I need to see these improvements. You go and improve on those things, come back, put it in the Whetstone Wednesday, and then we'll talk. I also wrote for that masterclass already. Should I just dispose that docs, or are there still a chance for me to get paid in that masterclass? I mean, it depends if Cody does it or not, really. So, and also it's always worth just writing, because it's practice, So don't just think like we want to pay you, but like don't just write these product masterclasses thinking, God, I want to get paid. Like think of it like, right, I want to do well with this copy, and I want to learn from this copy, because we'll still review your copy and you'll still get value from it that people have had to pay us thousands of dollars to get, you know, like that one-on-one feedback. So I wouldn't say don't do it because you won't get paid. I still think it's worthwhile if you've been working on it. Also, you guys doing Whetstone Wednesday next week? Maybe. I definitely will not be there because it's my office Christmas party, so I will be getting very drunk instead. I don't know if the other guys will though. Although, and we're doing I think we're filming one of our next videos on Tuesday, so you'll have to ask them. I don't know yet. Because every time you guys do the call out, it's always 3 to 5 a.m. in my time zone, and I must stay up all night to guarantee my spot. If you guys can give me a precise answer, it would help me a lot. Okay, I don't know, unfortunately. Copy that is not that organized. We basically just do it when we have time. So unfortunately, I can't tell you. I think that if you message in the channel and you ask really, really, really nicely, and you do it like on the Tuesday or something, and you say, hey guys, like it's 3 to 5 a.m. tomorrow, and then you just tag us. If we're in a good mood, whoever's doing it might say, yeah, okay, I'll get to that. Like I did the other week for yours, but I just actually forgot about it. So yeah, but ultimately it's up to whoever's doing it on the day. So yeah. Cool. All right. That's everything. This was a longer stream than I planned. I almost regret doing it as a stream because I would have been done like an hour and a half ago if I hadn't have been talking shit. Of course I don't regret doing it as a stream, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. Always love answering questions. Always love giving you this value and being able to clarify things when people come back with specific questions, time, you know, from piece to piece. So thank you for that. I'm going to go and eat, I guess, first and then get on with my own stuff because it's later than I thought. So thank you very much, guys. One last question from Try. What do you think is the best target for the copy analyze masterclass? I think that I personally think that every copywriter gets told to analyze copy and read copy from the get-go. So I think it's a beginner copywriter who has already been told that, but they struggle with it. They don't really know what they're looking for in copy, because they're likely to have already been told that they need to be reading copy, but like they're like, okay, well, I need to be reading copy, but how do I read it correctly, and like how do I analyze it? How do I know what copy is good and what copy isn't? So that's what I would say. But I don't know because yeah, whatever. No, sorry, 2 hours, the 2 hour mark, and then we lose it. It's true whether it's Sean, me, Rod, anyone. Breezy, always nice to see you. Thank you very much. And G-Man, thank you for being here. Okay, guys, I'm going to end the stream now. I'm going to check that I haven't broken YouTube, and I'm going to get this over to our production team to get this clipped and put on the Copy That Clips channel. And while everyone is here, I'm actually just going to plug that because also it's not just a plug. It doesn't cost you anything. Don't worry. But if you go to, what am I trying to do here? Right, copy that. That's what I'm doing. I will just put a little link up so you can go and see it because this might be very, very useful for you. We obviously have the Copy That channel, which is where our kind of edited videos go and where these live streams go initially, like when they're premiering. So right now, but we have created a second channel called Copy That Clips. So if you just go to that address, just type in youtube.com and then /@copythatclips, because I doubt YouTube will be ranking it yet because it's very recent. But go and subscribe to that if you like Copy That, and if you want more of this kind of content, because these live streams are going to be kind of like edited slightly, I think, and then put on there. And clips from these are going to be put on there, and then we're going to have shorts on there where it's like very, very quick, actionable advice, and it's a bit more in the weeds, like here are specific examples of us reviewing copy, us writing copy, us doing, etc., etc. So I would go and subscribe to that if you want more of this kind of content, because that's where it's going to be living. Cool. All right. Have a good meal. Thank you very much, Try. I hope to see your copy again soon. It'd be awesome to see that. Maddie, thank you. Goodbye. And Try again. Thank you very much as well. All right, guys. Hope you have a good week. And if we don't, I'm sure we will stream again before this, but if I don't see you, have a Merry Christmas. Because that's why we got the Christmas hat on. But I think we will stream again before. We'll definitely stream again before Christmas. But will I be there? Maybe. Probably. I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye bye.